Hey, Mr. Clashen, I've moved myself up to the top of the screen and we're looking at the end of the war of the Sjonnies versus Power CoC. You can see the score there, 20 points ahead almost. Williams going in on number 12. We'll just have a look at that. It started a minute or so ago, so it's catching the tail end of this attack, going for a 3-star. The Sjonnies cannot catch up at all. And once this attack's done, we've got we'll go back to the main board. We'll have a look at how many attacks are left to go, and then we'll have a better look at what's left, what they can possibly do and or not do. Okay, 69% 2-star. Now, the reason that I moved myself to the top of the screen for the moment is so that you can see the percentage down the bottom during an attack. So you can see how the percentage is adding up. So let's just have a look. 5 attacks left from the Sjonnies left to do. 2 attacks left from Power CoC, obviously with a 20-point or 18-point difference. There's no way that you can make up 5 attacks. Even if they were 3-star attacks, you're only looking at 15 points, 15 stars. So the Sjonnies cannot come back, basically. Now what we'll do is we'll have a quick look at what they've done to each other while we're waiting for the remainder of the 7 remaining attacks to be done in the last 24 minutes, which is roughly about 3 minutes an attack, a bit over 3 minutes an attack. So the breakdown of this was NDL. It was an NDL match, so that means no dip league. So breakdown was 4 Town 11s, 9 Town Hall 10s, and 17 Town Hall 9s. So that was the breakdown. And I think Power CoC was in... it was a last-minute thing. They've come over from the Champions War League just to have a bit of a trial with this. Anyway, something like that. So we'll get into having a quick run of the board because not too much is going to change. So all of the Town Hall 11s have been 2-starred from the Sjonnies 2-starred the Town Hall 11s on Power CoC side. And then this is what they've done to the Town Hall 10s, which go down to base 13. So they've 2-starred most of them, 1-star on that one, 1-star on 11, and then they start the Town Hall 9s. Now the Town Hall 9s are a bit of an issue here, and you'll see as we go down, just count the Town Hall 9s that haven't been 3-starred. So there's two of them there. There's another 2. This 22 is the 5th one. 24 is the 6th one. 26, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10, unless I've counted that wrong, 10 Town Hall 9s that haven't been 3-starred. So there's 10 stars that have been just left on the board, essentially. That's what's happened there. 10 stars being left on the board. Okay, so now we'll flip over to Power CoC, and we'll see, or the Sjonnies map, and we'll have a look what Power CoC has done over there. Okay, Town Hall 11s all 2-starred. So it's the same there at the Town Hall 11s. Town Hall 10s, 2-star, 3-star, 2-star, 3-star, 3-star. So there's a big difference in the Town Hall 10s, obviously 3-star Town Hall 10s. And of course the other major difference are the Town Hall 9 start here at number 14. So the major difference is all the Town Hall 9s have been 3-starred by Power CoC. So all the Sjonnies have had their Town Hall 9s 3-starred. And there's some really interesting attacks that what I'll do is I'll make some separate little videos on those attacks themselves. You'll get to see them here as I do the call of the board, the rundown of what's going on. That will happen. I'll get to do that. I'm just going to move this out of the way. All things in the way here on my screen. There we go. And okay. Lots of things. I've got lots of things up on the screen. So, all right. So now what we're doing is we're waiting for the last 7 attacks to go. There's been some really good attacks from both sides actually, even though the Sjonnies weren't able to 3-star all of the Town Hall 9s on Power CoC side. There's been some really good attacks, and I think we've had some pretty high. I know that I'm going to show it again. I've showed it before, but unless someone's cleaned up the base, but it was a 99% 2-star. That's this one here on base 21, and this has got to be the most heartbreaking 99% ever. So that's just, you'll see that one. I'm going to show that one. The other bases that weren't 3-starred, if you saw them in the start of the war stream, that's fine, but I won't run through those because those bases haven't been the Town Hall 9s, but I will run through base 21 because that really should have been a 3-star attack, and the rest not. Now, obviously, not all of them, for instance, have been attacked twice or whatever. So just because the base wasn't 3-star doesn't mean it's this most awesome base. It might have only been attacked once and people were attacking another base, which is what used up the attacks. And of course, when you've got spare attacks from the Sjonnies, for every 3-star you get, obviously, it frees up another attack later. So every time you fail, not only was that attack wasted, but then someone has to also attack that base, but that means that attack they use on that base removes their ability to attack another base. So a fail actually has more implications than just one attack. So it can actually affect multiple. It's like it takes up 3 attacks really: the attack that failed, the attack to clean it, and removing that cleaning attack from the ability to do a different attack as well. So coming in, obviously there's an air attack coming in. You see 3 lava hounds, 22 balloons coming in. This is Power CoC, hitting the number 2 from the Sjonnies. Now obviously the wars, there's no pressure at this stage because the Power CoC was able to have Town Hall 10s come up and 2-star a lot of the Sjonnies, which frees up the Town Hall 11s to try and do 3-star attacks, the higher, riskier 3-star attacks. And that's a great thing. If you've got spare attacks down low and you don't need to spend them down low, you can send them up high. So Town Hall 11s have a greater advantage of being able to 3-star each other, or Town Hall 9. So what we've been seeing too, not just Town Hall 11, but the clone spell use coming into play. I've seen that a little bit at Town Hall 10 as, was it Town Hall 10? See, now I'm even getting confused where I've seen it coming into play. Seeing so many attacks, they just all blend into each other. So the enemy queen is still up, so she'll take out a lot of stuff. Witch skellies on the ground, archers there. So yeah, it's not going to be a 3-star because the enemy queen's still up. Well, hey, you know what? These lava pups, they're going for her, so they might get her down any second. There, she's down. She's down. There's a good lot of balloons left. There are no spells left. There are 10 minions. So I'm not sure if he's going to use them as distraction to come in. Expo, 3 Teslas. I don't know. There might be enough or there might not. It's all going to depend on how much damage the Expos can do and the Teslas can do. Got a minion coming in, distract the Tesla a little bit. Black bomb, that'll take out 1 balloon. And you know what? That might be enough. This might be a live Town Hall 11 3-star, and I think 48 seconds left to go. 6 more minions to deploy. I think there might be some swag minions going on here. It's going to be looking like. So the number 3 from the Power CoC is going to swag 5. Oh no, here we go. He's getting them in there. Let's just get the job done. We want to make sure the job's done. Make sure there's no hidden red air bombs to take out your horde of minions and possibly mess you up. So here comes that swag minion coming across the rest of the field. So 3-star right at the dying embers of this, just to seal the fate even more from the Sjonnies. Seal their fate even more. So that's 19 ahead now. One more attack from Power CoC and 5 from the Sjonnies to go in the last 16 minutes. So there's no way we'll be able to catch all of them live if they do all the attacks. So the one remaining attack is from Witchslayer, who's the number 4, and 5 attacks from the Sjonnies. We'll just have a quick look of who they are. 1 Town Hall 11 attack to go, 3 Town Hall, 4 Town Hall 10, 4 Town Hall 10 attacks left, and 1 Town Hall 11 attack left. So obviously you can't dip, but they can't win. Obviously the Sjonnies can't win. Look at the score, 19 behind with only 5 attacks left to go. So even if they 3-starred everything, that'd only be 15 stars, which would leave them 4 behind. And so if you added on the extra 10 stars they've missed out, look, there might actually even be more. If I scroll down, we'll scroll down onto their side and we'll see how many stars are actually waiting on the board for the Town Hall 9s, because we counted the bases. So there's 2 stars, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 22 has 2 stars available. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 11 stars on the board. So that would take them up to 75, and that would leave them as 8 behind Power CoC. And that 8, obviously it was 7 before. So the 7th would have come from the 3-star up here of the Town Hall 11. So that really hurts, because obviously it just hurts. Getting a Town Hall 11 3-star hurts a lot. But the Town Hall 10 3-stars up here that the Power CoC has been able to do onto the Sjonnies. Meanwhile, the Sjonnies have struggled to get 2 stars on everything for the Town Hall 11. So number 11 here has only been 1-starred, and number 10, iQuick, has also only been 1-starred as well. So the difference being here, massively, obviously Town Hall 9s, because you can't leave 11 stars on the board. It's a big deal to try and make up 11 stars by 3-starring the Town Hall 10s. So 14 minutes left to go, 14 and a half, a little bit over 14 and a half minutes left to go. And just waiting for those last 6 attacks to come in the 14 minutes. So if they all come in the last minute, I'll be jumping around like crazy. And then once that's done, we'll just do a call of the board, so to speak. We'll run down through the good attacks on the Town Hall 11s, all the 3-star attacks on the Town Hall 9s, because there are some very awesome attacks. And of course that devastating 99% 1-star, which really should be a 3-star, but when you see the end of that one, that'll just break your heart. That's the sort of stuff that would make you throw something against the wall, just in sheer frustration of yelling at the AI of the troops at that moment. So 55, we'll have a look at the war events here, and that really tells the story here. Best attacks, and the best attacks list down here, 3 stars, 23 3-stars versus 7. That is very, very hard to try and overcome. And then of course 20 2-stars versus 7 2-stars from Power CoC. So that best attack statistic there is really telling the story in just 2 lines. The 3-star versus 2-star line is just telling the story. Destruction 92.3. Obviously, if you have 23 3-star attacks, you're going to have a high destruction percentage. 79.77 from the Sjonnies. Now, what was interesting is that was a little bit higher before. So I've got a sneaky feeling that there was an attack that went in, possibly got another star, but was only a 2-star attack and maybe even had less percentage than the original attack had. So just, oh, here we go. So going in on number 11 now. So this is Town Hall 10. Coming in with a Queen Walk at the top, got Valkyries, Bowlers, P.E.K.K.A. We're bringing the P.E.K.K.A. back, it seems. P.E.K.K.A's really good. They're good in terms of being able to zero in on a enemy hero in the clan castle. Of course, if skellies come out, then the P.E.K.K.As just get a little bit caught up in the skellies. I've just activated the clan castle range so we can see whereabouts it's going to get triggered. 9 wall breakers coming in, so there's obviously an intention to break through a couple of layers of walls, possibly with a rage spell to help do that. That's what the assumption would be. Okay, bowlers in the corner, so we're probably going to punch into where that cannon is, where the golem is. That looks like that's going to be the intent. Then jump into the core and try and rip out the core that way, with some Valkyries as well to assist the ripping and the shredding. There's no freeze spell, so trying to get through to that other expo on the other Inferno Tower on the other side, you'd be trying to hope that your bowlers can live long enough and do some double splash damage, but they won't zero in on that Inferno Tower. They'll take out the closer things and then they'll start to try and beat walls. So you've got some bowlers pathing around on the outside at the bottom, a little bit of distraction for the archer down there. They'll clean up a little bit of trash. Clan Castle Balloons doing a little bit of work, still going to take out that queen unless she got the queen. Healers are keeping those bowlers alive over there. So this is looking like it's not going to be a 3-star effort, because that Inferno Tower is still up and the point defense on the outside and the expo at the bottom just will all be a little bit too much. Archers taking out a little bit of extra trash on the right hand side for some free percentage. A couple more archers to deploy plus a minion, and might get up to maybe 80% if you're lucky. Don't know where you'd put that minion to possibly get something out of range of that air defense. Healers are still doing a little bit of work with that king, and the queen is still up. She's ended up getting the expo. She actually just went just down then. So if the healers can keep these things up, now the P.E.K.K.A is around with the king. Healers are healing the bowlers, but it might just run out of time, even if the P.E.K.K.A and the archers and things can get through to that air defense, take out the cannon. Those bowlers and things, only 35 seconds to go. The expo still to lock on yet. King ability still to use, so that is a massive plus. Archers, whole group of archers, they'll be protected by the P.E.K.K.A and the king. So this actually, if they can get through it in time with those bowlers coming, those bowlers really need to hurry up. Okay, so the big bomb's taking out all the barbarians, little barbs. They might be able to get this. 12 seconds left for the archers to take out that expo, and this might be a 3-star attack as well in the last dying seconds. What's missing? Oh, it got it. Okay, I thought it was okay, but then when that last one dropped, the troops kept walking around. I was going to scroll up for a missing builder's hut at the top. I thought, what's going on there? So that's brought another 3-star attack onto the board from the Sjonnies, bringing their total up to 63. 4 more attacks left to go. 1 more from Power CoC. 9.5 minutes left. And, well, it's not close, but it's still good to see that the Sjonnies are still fighting and they're going to use all their attacks. And Power CoC should be using all their attacks. So here comes the last attack from Power CoC from their Witch Slayer player. 3 minutes on the board, just started. Bowler coming in, Bow Witch coming in with the Grand Warden ability. Obviously, being no dip, you can't dip down and take a lower base. You have to take out your own Town Hall level base. So that bowler has done the double splash or double bounce damage come in. Tried to get that little bit of a funnel. So the main thrust of the bowlers coming through into the middle. Got 2 jump spells, 2 rage, and of course the Warden. So jump through into the first expo / Inferno area, poison on the Clan Castle troops, then jump out of that and try and use that natural funnel of the base's shape to go past the 4 Teslas that are there and then jump to the next Inferno Tower. While the outside at the bottom, the witches and the bowlers are taking care of that outside trash, and the bowlers and witches at the top are taking care of that outside trash as well. So just waiting for this to slowly eke its way through with the assistance of the Warden. The Queen still has not used her ability, level 43 Queen. The Wizard Towers on the left have just taken out a whole group of witches, but the witches pathing around, their skellies should distract, they'll take out that mortar, should distract the Archer Tower. Unfortunately, that Inferno Tower has not gone down yet. Queen has just cloaked, used her special ability. If she's lucky, she'll get the Inferno Tower down just before she's going to Oh, she's just got it. She's just got it. So this very well could be another 3-star attack. There are way too many skeletons and bowlers and witches for that one wizard tower to be able to defend against. There's a builder's hut at the bottom. That queen, she'll shoot a wall for a while, which might be actually quite handy. Wizards don't do too much damage to queens, which is also good. Now, be interested to see how much damage she can get onto that wizard tower before she goes down. Okay, so that wizard tower is not going to take too much damage. Just a couple of shots from the witches. Oh, look at all those skellies. They're all die in one hit, but they're a really good distraction, at least for the moment. And too many bowlers, too many witches. And, oh, the bowlers went flying, but it's not going to make any difference. That wizard tower took too much damage from the archer queen. And that's another Town Hall 11 3-star. So this is really hard work. Hard for the Sjonnies. They can't, no choice. They cannot win. They could not win before. So Power CoC is 60, all 60 attacks done, 84 stars on the board, and now just waiting for the Sjonnies to do their last remaining attacks. So last 4 attacks from the Sjonnies in the last 6 minutes of the war, and then we'll run through a recap of the attacks that have been done, so we can get to see all the good Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 10 attacks, and the Town Hall 9 attacks as well, including that savage 99% 2-star attack. That was really hurtful. So coming in with a queen walk, 6 dragons, baby dragons. So this is that strategy that I mentioned before in a previous stream. When you've got all those air defenses, you can see all the air defenses at the bottom side. So you're going to queen walk down that bottom side to take out all the air defenses, and then using the dragons to take out the rest of the base, also taking out generally the clan castle as well as the queen. So coming in with a whole bunch of CC balloons to try and get into that Inferno tower before everything wrecks the balloons. So the balloons have gone down, but done their job, taking out the Inferno tower. Now the dragons can come in unhindered, or relatively unhindered, on that side of the base, at least by the Inferno tower. They've still got to deal with the sweeper and the other things shooting at them, but a lot of the point defense is down with the archer queen. She's going to take out, she's got the sweeper on the healer, so that's going to be a little bit of a hindrance for her. 1 rage spell left to go, 2 haste, 1 poison. There's a little bit of point defense up the top there. You've got the archers and the Expo shooting on the dragons. Expo in the middle shooting on the queen. She's hooked. She's hung up on this lava hound. She's got the poison for the pups when that comes. So they'll distract the dragon a little bit as well. Those skellies on that dragon there, so that most of the dragons have died out by now, so they won't be able to power through that, nor will they be able to overcome the last Inferno tower. So that won't be a 3-star attack, unfortunately, even when that dragon does come back around. Expo and Inferno and air defense, that last air defense, the queen's going down to point defense, so she will go down. The healers are not enough to keep her up. And a couple of minions and a wall breaker left, and that's it. The healers are now pathed over to the wizard at the bottom, minion on the right, so that will just be a 2-star attack. I'll bump out of that just in case there's someone else that's going to be attacking from the Sjonnie side as well. Down low, actually they can't be down lower, they have to be up higher. So 4 minutes left to go. That attack ended. So no change in the stars based on that attack. 3 more attacks from the Sjonnies. Let's just have a quick check to see what they are. 1 Town Hall 11 attack and 2 Town Hall 10 attacks to go. 4 minutes left on the clock before we go into a call of the board, and we see how everything transpired. As it transpired, some of the attacks that I saw earlier on in the war were really quite good. From both sides, they both did very good attacks and had interesting bases as well. Now, obviously, you can see that once the Town Hall 9s are covered, the 11 stars wouldn't really have made a difference at this point. That would be taking the Sjonnies up to 77, and they'd still be 7 stars behind Power CoC, which means even if they'd 3-starred the Town Hall 9, if they'd 3-starred the Town Hall 9s. But we knew that this was going to likely be the result before the war started, because like I showed earlier, I'll show again if we can. Yep. All right, so I'll get a little icon when someone starts to attack. When you have a look at the bottom player from the Sjonnies, just have a quick look at the profile, but have a look at the hero levels, a level 10 king and a level 13 queen. And then when you have a look at the enemy's lowest player, just scroll down to that, have a look at that. Their enemy's lowest player hero levels were a level 26 king and a level 30 queen. So The bases themselves, as well as the heroes, they were a little bit outmatched to begin with, but this was a last-minute war that was just put together for an additional test of the No Dip League. The link to the server for the No Dip League is in the description below. So you'll have to scroll down through the description and you'll find it. And the No Dip League link is there. So that is that's how you can get to the server, and then you can find out all the rules and so on and so forth with No Dip League. So David's coming in with his last attack on their number 13, got the double jump spell. Trying to get, obviously, then once you get into that core, you'd be trying to hope to at least jump towards the clan castle and towards the other Inferno Tower, because that needs to go down. If you don't get that down, there's very little hope that it'll be a 3-star, because the Inferno Tower will just gradually roast you away. So there's the Inferno Tower range, so we can see when it's going to start popping. Plenty of witches in the core. Witches are trying to lock onto the Lava Hound, which is locked onto the King. Now, if it's got the Skelly spell going on to that Inferno Tower, you'll notice the Skelly spell has been dropped onto the Inferno Tower, trying to do a little bit of damage, but the 2 Archer Towers are picking off the Skellies, while the Inferno Tower spare streams are also picking off the Skellies. So now that the worst thing, or at the very least, even though the Skellies didn't get the Inferno Tower down, at the very least, those Skellies popping out of the Skelly spell would have at least distracted the Inferno streams, hopefully long enough for the bowlers and whatnot to possibly get through the wall and take out the Inferno Tower. But it's going to look like that. The Inferno Tower will gradually roast through the Queen. She has her special ability left. Now, we did do something. Now, I'll talk about this. If the Queen can get it, just stay out of range a little bit longer. Oh, no, she's shooting a wall. She's shooting a wall. Can you believe that? Okay, now the Hound has popped. You really, really need to get that, activate the special ability, get there before the pups take you out. So she's got a couple shots left. The pups are on it. And oh, boy. Oh, that was a close one. That was a good 3-star attack. Just in the dying minutes of the war, we've got an awesome 3-star attack. Going in for another one. Roger's going in on their iQuick, which is their number 5 Town Hall 10. Whew. I couldn't believe that the Queen was just shooting the wall. Okay, so that's only that's not going to be changing too much. Didn't manage to kill the Clan Castle by the look of it. Clan Castle, Hound and Balloon still up. Dredge is going to take out that Archer Tower. Once the minion down there finishes, the Tesla will zap it and it's finished. So only 66% on that one. Now we shouldn't have very much longer in the war to go, and then the war will be up. Okay, there we go. Speak of speaking things. All right, so let's have a look at the map. One attack left to go from the Sjonnies, didn't get it in. Let's have a look to see. Maybe that person, oh, okay, it was the Town Hall 11. We'll just see, they might not even be around, depending on where they are in the world, the time zones and their ability to get online and so on and so forth. So I'll have a quick check of the gold mine. Okay, so they haven't been on for quite a few hours. Have a look at the drill, and we'll see they haven't been on for nearly 5 hours now. So depending on where they are in the world, it might be 3 o'clock in the morning right now, depending on where they are. So final score is Power CoC 84 with 60 attacks used, the Sjonnies 68 with 59 attacks used. Pretty sure that the war went exactly as expected from both teams, seeing as it was a bit of a mismatch in the Town Hall 9 department. Now just running down, the breakdown of this again was 4 Town Hall 11s, 9 Town Hall 10s, and 17 Town Hall 9s. So you can see that the Town Hall 11s at the top there, these are all the Power CoC side Town Hall 11s, they were all 2-starred. The Town Hall 10s, 2-star, 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 1 3-star there from the Town Hall 10. And this base 13 is also a Town Hall 10, it was 3-starred. Now you can have a look at what the Sjonnies did to the Town Hall 9s from Power CoC. They left some stars on the board here. All up, they left 11 Town Hall 9 stars on the board. So even adding those onto the Sjonnies score, it would take them up to 79, and they would still not quite win the war. So that's what the Sjonnies did to Power CoC. Now we'll scroll back up and have a look at what the Power CoC did to the Sjonnies, and then we'll start going through the attacks. And I know that I've mentioned it a few times, but I'm going to leave the Town Hall 9 99% 1-star attack till the very last, because it's just heartbreaking. Okay, so you can see they've 3-starred the Power CoC 3-starred 2 of the Town Hall 11 bases from the Sjonnies. They 3-starred 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 9 Town Hall 10 bases. So that's made a massive difference as well. And then of course they 3-starred all of the Town Hall 9s. And I believe from memory they had Town Hall 10s going up and 2-star the Town Hall 11s early on to get those 2 stars under the belt to free up the Town Hall 11s so that they could attack with a little bit of pressure taken off them. So that is how the map looks at the moment. So what we'll do, seeing as we're here already, we'll start on this side of the map and we'll just run down what we'll go through the Town Hall 11s on each side, then the Town Hall 10s, and then the Town Hall 9s on each side. So we'll just have a look at the Town Hall 11 attacks as well. We'll just show all of these attacks on both sides and then the 3-star Town Hall 9 attacks. Seeing as Town Hall 11, a 2-star attack at Town Hall 11 is pretty good. So 44 miners coming in on this one. Now, I haven't seen miners in a long time. Even from engineers hitting Town Hall 9s. I haven't even seen the Town Hall 10 engineers using miners when we face them, using the old miners to bully the Town Hall 9s. Nowadays, it's usually just a whole bunch of balloon spam. Just dump your lava hounds and the balloons. Don't even bother luring the clan castle. Just dump the whole lot in, and that's what the Town Hall 10 engineer bullies were doing to our Town Hall 9s when we've encountered them most recently. Before that, it used to be just miner spam. So you can see 54% 2-star with the miners coming in and gradually, slowly getting taken out by the eagle. Warden's not going to keep them alive too much longer, but whatever works, right? If it's 44 miners with another 7, so 51 miners and a couple of baby dragons, if that's what works to get you the 2-star, then that's what works to get you the 2-star. So back to the 3-star that we just saw live just a moment ago. We'll have another look at that. Okay, so interesting bit of a base there. Town Hall one side, eagle on the other. Make up your mind. What are you going to go for? Okay, get that balloon. The Archer Tower there was a little bit unprotected. Some wizzies there. Queen, King on the left-hand side to take out the wizards and start cleaning up some of that area. Create also a little bit of a funnel. Hopefully get that air defense down. If the Queen sits in that pocket, she should be able to reach the air defense just nicely. When we get back to that other Town Hall 10 attack, I'll talk about something that we were showing earlier. Actually, when we get to the Town Hall 10s, I think that might come up then, and I'll pause it when that happens. So that funnel on the left-hand side has been created. The Queen will eventually just go down to the King, Archer, and Inferno if she can survive all that sort of stuff. Just speed it up a little bit here. Got a Clone spell, freeze, a bunch of haste, and a Skelly spell coming in. So the balloon's coming in, and we'd only seen the tail end of this as it came through. Eagle Artillery, there's the clone spell right on top of the Inferno Tower. Inferno Tower can't withstand the cloned balloons and just gradually falls. Nice freeze spell just to halt what that Inferno Tower was doing at that time. Just a few too many balloons. Grand Warden's still up at the moment, helping the balloons along. And so that's going to assist the balloons as they path over. Okay, Grand Warden's just been knocked out by the Black Air Bomb, but there'll be a little bit too many balloons. Tesla, minion came in at the top, distract the Tesla just for a little bit. Even if that saved one balloon, it was a good trade. And now we're just waiting for the inevitable to happen that we already know it was a 3-star, and then the swag minion that will come at the top, just on the right hand side at the top. A couple of minions. Okay, he saved one. Didn't swag both the minions. Saved one. So, okay, on to the next attack on the Town Hall 11s. So this is on Tommy Guns. Now we've seen Tommy Guns' base a few times before, so that's okay. Obviously not all maxed walls for a Town Hall 11. So reminds me, you look at a base like this, just that when you glance at a base, well, when I glance at a base like this and I just see the walls and I think, wow, okay, they're not all maxed. It's not a max base. See, I'm making a judgment call by the walls. And this just reminds me, because they're just Town Hall 9 walls mostly, with a few Town Hall 10 walls in the middle, or pumpkin walls or whatever those things are called. these days. They actually remind me of the road safety barriers that you see at roadworks. So minions going down at the moment just to take out the free trash that you can take out. Get the percentage in a little bit earlier while you can. Bowlers coming in to create part of a funnel on that side. Bowlers and queen coming in on the right hand side to create more of a funnel, and then the rest of the bowlers will path straight over the wizard archer combo straight into the Inferno Tower and jump to the Town Hall. I think that's what we saw the first time when it went live, so there was no better improvement on the attack when we saw that on the first stream at the start of the war. And that was, note that number 12, Sean from Power CoC, is a Town Hall 10, second lowest Town Hall 10 on the war map. So this is what happened very early in the war, that some of the Town Hall 10s were jumping up, getting a couple stars on the Town Hall 11s, and that freed up the Town Hall 11s, the pressure from the Town Hall 11s to perform, and they could concentrate on the more riskier 3-star attacks. So here we go, 15 bowlers plus Clan Castle and 7 witches. So coming in with another bow witch on this one from Witch Slayer. Now we did know that this is the 3-star attack as well. So notice the double bounce of that bowler, the way the bowler was placed to take out that mortar. So it would bounce off the trash and then onto the weapon. Bounce off the trash and onto the weapon. So that's definitely something to consider when you're planning an attack. How can I get a mortar? Do I need to bring a balloon? No, bring a bowler and let it do a double bounce to take out the trash. So one more, 2 jump spells left to go, 1 rage spell. The heroes have not used any of their abilities yet. Bowlers and witches on both of the outside flanks. Bowlers and witches and heroes and warden up the guts of the base. I'll just speed this up a little bit because we did see it was 3-star. Nice little Tesla farm over there near the sweepers, gradually getting taken out. Inferno, I thought the Inferno was going to last and possibly help. I thought, oh, this might stop it, but the Inferno just gradually does fall just at that last minute before the Queen was taken out, and I think that might have been possibly a little bit of a difference. In terms of if the Inferno had survived, it might have been able to get through all the witches, skellies and bowlers trying to get through to it at that last moment, but we'll never know. It was a 3-star, so it was a nice 3-star in the dying stages of the war. So that's the that was the last of the Town Hall 11 attacks from Power CoC. Now we'll have a look at the attacks that the Sjonnies did onto their Town Hall 11s, and just have a look at a comparison in the amount of damage that gets done. So Bow Witch again coming in from the Town Hall 11, Queen Walk on the top right hand side, or top. If it's the right hand side, it's the right hand side, isn't it? It's not the top. You can't have top right would be up here near the Archer Tower or something like that. So we'll just have a look at that. I've just activated the Clan Castle's range, so you can keep an eye on that for when the other troops come in and see when it's going to trigger, things like that. So the Queen's going to take on 3-point defense now, have to drop a rage. There goes the rage there, onto the Queen. Bowler, which is still to come in. 1 archer down, 1-point defense left, so that Queen will heal up nicely now under those healers. Expo should be, there goes the, should be locking on shortly, I think. There goes the first bowler down on the left-hand side to help create the funnel, so the rest of the bowlers and witches all just come down in one hit to try and take that jump spell. Next jump spell should probably be somewhere around the King's pad to try and jump into that side as well, take out the Eagle and the Grand Warden statue that's there, as long as the bowlers don't path too much. And there goes a whole heap of bowlers around to the left. So that's a lot of DPS in the core that's not there anymore, and it's just taking out trash. So it's a little bit unfortunate. Possibly if the extra building or two had been able to be taken out by a bowler, it might have been able to get more of them into the core, but still a whole heap have gotten into the core. Take out the Town Hall, take out the Grand Warden statue, and now there's just 1 Inferno with the 2 Teslas left to go, but that's just going to be all a little bit too much on this base. Bowlers and witches on the left-hand side, minions on the left, trying to take out a little bit of extra trash. Queen still hasn't used the special ability, might be able to get that Inferno down if she's lucky. If she's lucky, there goes the Inferno, won't get the Expo down, and gradually just 2 Expos firing in to the middle like that, just all too much to handle, 62%. So we go to the next one, which is the attack. Now this one happened earlier in the war as well, so did see this on the other stream. So this is again a Bow Witch coming in onto this base. So Golem coming down first onto that mortar, which is behind with some bowlers, It should be Golem on the right hand side. There we go. Golem on the right hand side, Witches coming behind, Bowlers coming behind as well. A lot of those Witch skellies just got taken out by the splash damage from the inside mortar, and then that will just leave that jump spell nicely. All the rest of the Bowlers and the Witches and the heroes can come in there. Double jumps have been placed. Poison will go down in a second to take out the baby dragon and the dragon in Clan Castle. There goes the poison. Inferno's locked onto them, basically diving in to try and get the town hall, try and get the Eagle Artillery, and if you're lucky, get through to the base and possibly take out the Expo and the Inferno on the other side. And it'd be a little bit hard to get to the right hand side Expos where the Queen is, where the King is. Two Expos over there, so you have to make that decision. Do I want to take out the Expos, or do I want to try and take out the Eagle Artillery on this base? That's what it looks like. Free spell on the Inferno Tower. Hopefully the Queen can get a little bit more done. Still has a special ability, but might just succumb a little bit too much. Coming over to that Inferno Tower, activates special ability. Just speed it up a little bit here. And Expo, long range Expo, taking her out gradually. Warden can't keep her up, and that's it. 61% 2-star on their number 2. So hey, going on to their number 3 now. Going to have a look at the attack on there, and then we'll jump. Then we'll keep staying on this side to see the Town Hall 10s, and then we'll jump back over to see the other Town Hall 10s, and then we'll go through on the Town Hall 9s. So another bowlers coming in, mass bowlers coming in on this one. Bowlers with healers. Then obviously the rest of the bowlers will come down the middle of the base. Level 36 King, level 41 Queen, and level 17 Warden. I'm pretty sure if we checked the heroes on the Power CoC side, we would also see that they are all 45, 45, and 20. Again, this is what was already known at the start of the war, that there was a mismatch in heroes and obviously base strengths and things like that at the bottom. But it was a war that was put together at the last minute, so it was to be expected, but it's also a test of concept of the No Dip League. So if you're wondering what that was all about, why were Town Hall 11s not cleaning up Town Hall 10s? The war was a No Dip League war where you can't dip down and hit a Town Hall below you. You can jump up and hit a Town Hall above you, but you can't jump down and hit a Town Hall below you. So I'll just speed this up just a little bit as the attack is petering out. Queen still has the ability left. The No Dip League, there's a description, there's a link to the Discord server in the description below. You can find a link to the Discord server. There's got the rules and things like that. Obviously it's all fair play and so on and so forth. So that's has to be that way. And I don't know how many teams there are. There are 4 divisions in the No Dip League now. And what they are is pro, semi-pro, amateur, and just recently voted new league or new division, which is featherweight. And the breakdowns are currently still being voted on by the people that are in those leagues, because it's not just one bunch of people hierarchy up above telling everyone this is how it's going to be. Now you notice that the bowlers are doing the double splash damage at the top, take out that first weapon, and that was what the bowlers at the right hand side were trying to do as well, do a bit of double splash damage to take out the weapon as well. So again, healed bowlers with a good bowler push to come into the core. So the idea is that the pro, the pro would be more for teams that have already got a lot of experience in competitive warring, such as those that would be in the current CWL. And semi-pro have got a good lot of experience, but maybe not the top of the CWL. Amateur is for people who don't have much competitive experience. Doesn't mean they're not good, it just means they might not have as much competitive experience. Double free spell at the same time on those Infernos, just to try and get that extra push into the Town Hall, just to make sure the Town Hall goes down to secure the 2 stars, while the rest of the bowlers path around on the outside and take out as much trash as they can. But they won't get through to the Infernos because the Infernos are just too protected by point defense and things like that. So just waiting for that to peter out. Now the featherweight division, though, that is for clans who cannot make the breakdown of what might be in the amateur division. So at the moment, the breakdowns are still being decided on by the teams that have signed up for it. And what that means is, for instance, the breakdown on this was 4 Town Hall 11s, 9 Town Hall 10s, and 17 Town Hall 9s. And if that's the breakdown that was decided on, then there are teams that, if this was amateur, just for example, and there are teams that can't make that breakdown, then they can't participate. So the featherweight league was started so that, because this is a 30-member war, so the featherweight league, you might not have enough Town Hall 11s, you might not have any Town Hall 11s in your clan. So the featherweight league is basically for Town Hall 9s and 10s. So if your top base is the Town Hall 10s, then you can join the featherweights, and also for smaller wars. So if you can only bring in, say, 15 people, 15 to 20, then the featherweight league of the NDL would be something that you would join in. So I've just activated the Clan Castles range so that you can see whereabouts that's going to become, or just clicked it off. Silly me. So there you go, you can see when the Clan Castle is going to trigger. So that is pretty well what the NDL is about. So again, bowlers coming in with a few Valkyries, not a tremendous amount, a whole heap of wall breakers coming in. Might die to a bit of wizard splash damage or bomb tower splash damage. They at least cracked open one wall. That jump spell should have just caught it, I think. We'll just wait to see once the troop goes over. Yeah, okay, the jump spell just managed to get it in time, just managed to bridge the gap in time. So Clan Castle's gone down. Inferno Tower roasting the healers that was on the Queen, so the Queen's gone down. King is up. Got a balloon pathing over, so Clan Castle balloon still up. Lava Hound from the Clan Castle also still up. So this is the tail end of the start of the attack that we just caught the tail end of, to see what happened and why the Clan Castle troops did not go down. It was a little bit hard to fight the Clan Castle troops and the Inferno Towers at the same time. Especially with the Queen, she's going to lock onto something and not take out an Inferno Tower, for example. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So we'd seen the end of that already, so we know that's not going to really get any better. So we're going to go on to base number 6 now. All right, I've got to keep an eye on these ones, because there might be that the Queen thing that I want to talk about. If not, then I'll find the base and I'll mention it separately, which is something that came up about why wasn't a Queen maybe able to shoot something or not shoot something, but I'll cover that when it comes to. So Queen walk starting on the right hand side, 11 Valkyries. You'd have to assume there's bowlers in the Clan Castle, 5 of the own bowlers coming, and it should be able to take out the King. Okay, those bowlers have gone down. They might start to path around a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the bowlers are going to path around a little bit. That moat will keep them out of the range of the Inferno Tower. Even with a jump spell, they'd rather, well, they went to take the jump spell to get to something else instead. That was funny. But yeah, the Inferno Tower was still up, so that not really going to be able to take that base out. So it will be a 2-star. But the Lava Hound's still up, so even if the Queen was up, she'd shoot the Lava Hound, kill the pups, or the pups would pop, kill her, and then the pups would take out the rest of everything as well. So still trying to get that little bit of extra percentage, get the percentage as high as you can get it, and just wait for the Inferno Tower and Expo to roast your King. And there we go. Well, the Wizard's going to get some action as well. Take the King out, and that's it. So 68% on their number 6, coming down to now their number 7 base, to see what was damage that was done on the number 7 base. Okay, so we're looking at another Bow Witch with healers. So we've got to assume it's going to start off with a Queen walk, and then a bowlers and witch push in with a few wizards, and 8 giants coming into this one, obviously to Rage Giants do a pretty good job, especially they do a better job than a Raged Golem, but they also absorb Inferno streams. At least that's how I use them as a Town Hall 9 attacking Town Hall 10. I feel that I get better value out of a Raged Giant than I do out of a Golem, they absorb more Inferno streams. So possibly when I'm doing a Town Hall dive as a Town Hall 9 onto a Town Hall 10, and I'm just throwing in a whole bunch of Valkyries in there to try and get them all done, get the base wrecked quickly. Some Rage Bombers, Wall Breakers coming in, smacked through that wall, and didn't quite get through the other wall. The bomb tower took them out, but they didn't have enough oomph anyway. So those bowlers on the right hand side, they'll path over to the right. The bowlers on the left will path over to the left, and the King, well, he'll just go wherever. Okay, he's redirecting inside. Is he going to hit some walls? No, got a jump spell there to try and jump in. Haven't jumped yet. Okay, now the Giants have gone flinging. Bowlers are coming in. They'll still path around to the left. They'll take out the Archer Tower, then they should path around to the left. No, some of them have gone in. Okay. Once that Archer Tower, the Archer Tower didn't quite go down fast enough. That was actually really quite strange because all the bowler had to do was reach over and take out that top Archer Tower, but they started to ignore it and started to walk around. So I'm just wondering if there was a Skelly spell there or something that maybe triggered them to make them want to come into the base to try and hit something there. Maybe the Queen was up or something like that, because bowlers should have been able to get it from that little chevron space there, should have been able to get it quite easily. So just waiting to get the extra percentage from the Queen on this Town Hall 10. A couple of Skellies on the right hand side with a Witch, and just way too much point defense coming on, and that will be it. 57, maybe 58%, 59%. And the cannons and mortar and so on will gradually take out that Witch before the Skellies are done. Yeah, 59% on that one. So back onto base number 7 now. Coming on to 7, base number 8, I should say. Okay, now if this one's got the little double wall piece, no it doesn't, okay. So hopefully one of these bases is a little double wall piece, and then I'll talk about what I wanted to talk about with the Queen. Okay, so got the bowlers up the top, creating a nice little bit of a funnel. 11 bowlers. There's 5 witches left. No, now there's only 1 witch left to deploy. So they'll get the Town Hall, gradually jump into the Inferno Tower, jump into the Clan Castle. I'll just activate the radius so you can see when that's going to trigger. Should be triggering just about now. There we go. Lava Hound coming out. Another jump into the Clan Castle area. Bowlers, right? No, 1 more spell left for them to get in there. The Inferno Tower on the far side might struggle for that to go down. It's just a little bit too far away for the bowlers to think of being able to get it in range. The Queen can get it in range if she can survive long enough, but if the archers at the bottom take out the witches down there, then they'll zero in on the Queen, and look at all those archers shooting the Queen. She's just going to go down. Way too much DPS coming in. I think each of those archers does 100 damage per second, which means there's 400 damage a second coming in on the Archer Queen at that point, so she really had no way to survive that for much longer. Okay, Zach's attack 91% on this, on the number 9. Okay, now this base, this is what we were talking about before with the dragon. With the Queen walk down this side, the Queen walk can gradually take out all this side and take out the air defenses. Then the dragon attack has just this top side of the base to go, where all the trash is on the right hand side, the northeast side of the base. That's if the Queen walks out, especially for a Town Hall 9, when starting to see a lot of these bases with these air defenses all on one side. If you can get them to, if the Queen can have access to them like she has here, where she's just going to gradually walk around, obviously the Expo will just target her when she gets closer. Got a baby dragon and a wizard to help take out the trash down there, because Queen walks take a long time. Got the King coming in at the top with some wizards to take out a little bit of distraction stuff up there, because remember that the dragons would lock onto that stuff over on that side, and then they would start pathing away. Now, unfortunately, the dragons, they will path around, but they can't get the Infernos down. Infernos are still up. There's only 1 spell left to go. Inferno's up. These air defense at the bottom hasn't been taken out. Archer's Tower, 2 cannons ready to take out the enemy Queen or the attacking Queen. She'll take out the Expo there at the moment, but then as more and more point defense goes on, she'll go down. All the dragons have just gradually gone down to attrition, and it's just a matter of time. It was a good attack, good logic behind the attack. Archer taking out trash on the right hand side for the extra percentage. Unfortunately, the dragons just did not have enough oomph, and the healers will go down to the air defense. The Queen was not able to get them all out, and even if she had, the Inferno is just going to roast her, and that's it for that one. So have a look at the attack on base number 10. Base number 10. And then we've got a 3-star Town Hall 10. So this is a little bit like the, what's this base? It's almost got a shape of the Giza Town Hall 9 base to it. Almost, just reminds me of the Giza Town Hall 9 base called Giza. So Queen walk on the left hand side, got 11 Valkyries, 5 bowlers coming in. There's the Clan Castle's radius for you can see when anything's going to get triggered. Couple point defense. If she comes close to the wall, if she comes close to this wall where the air defense and the builder are, that Inferno should lock onto her because she'd sit in that pocket. So I've just put the Infernos up so we can just see if she will actually get locked onto by the Inferno and when that will actually take place. There she goes. She's actually standing outside of the range of that Inferno. So we noticed that a little bit earlier as well with the Wizard getting targeted by, I think it was a cannon. The Wizard was actually about half a tile outside of that little radius circle. So we just have to assume that the radius circle is not 100%, that if she's standing half a tile out, that means part of her or the Wizard or something must actually be in. So it's more of a rough guide. Make sure you're at least a tile away. That's what I would say. If you're on the tile that's being crossed by the radius, that's what it's probably looking like at the moment. If you're on the tile that's crossed by the radius of the weapon, then the weapon's going to lock onto you. So there, I've just activated that Inferno so we can have a look at where it's going to lock on, possibly the shadows, things like that. I might just zoom in to see if we can see. If anything else comes, no, nothing's going to come back in range of that Inferno tower. So King just gradually going around getting the percentage now. And it'll be 2-star. Once you get up to 50%, they'll get the 2nd star just. But hey, doesn't matter if you get it just or a lot until the end. 2 stars is 2 stars. Goes on stars, then percentage. So percentage 2nd. Okay. Coming up to Town Hall 10 3-star. And then we'll be, 2 more Town Hall 10 attacks. Then we jump over to see the Town Hall 10 attacks that Power CoC did onto the Sjonnies bases. So starting off with the Queen Walk, got the P.E.K.K.A. And this is that lovely little 3-star. That little bit of suspense 3-star. If I remember rightly, it was a little bit suspenseful, but it was a nice 3-star and it was a nice attack. So Queen Walk to start, P.E.K.K.A., 5 Valkyries, 9 bowlers, and of course the Clan Castle bowlers. So that Queen will come in, get a couple of, see when this Expo, she's just out of range of that Expo. There we go. If we lock onto her, her shadow is actually in range of that Expo. But now she's got the Expo, 2 archers and a Wizard tower firing on her. So it's a lot of DPS coming down for the Queen. Wizard's creating that funnel just on the right hand side at the top very nicely. The Queen will step up, take out that Expo. 2 archers are still firing on her. She'll probably go out of range of them in a second. Once she decides to stop shooting walls, oh my goodness. Okay, now she's decided to stop shooting walls. So the Valkyries can come in, bowlers pathing down on the left hand side, they'll take out some of that trash. Jump over into that area, take out the Inferno tower into the core, and then hopefully get around to that 2nd Inferno tower. Reach out and touch the Inferno tower. So plenty of action going on in the core, a lot of spells used in the core. It's all mayhem in there, you just don't know what's going on, but it's almost like, well, for me anyway, I feel that when I'm deploying those sorts of spells in that situation, I'm just deploying them. I can't see the troops going on. I have no idea if they're doing any good. It just looks like that's where I should actually be deploying my troops, and I have no real idea if they should be there. So obviously Queen's well inside the range of the Inferno tower. Now she'll lock onto it, she'll take it out, phase the ability, get the damage from the cannons off her, then spend the rest of the war shooting walls. If the healers can lock back onto her, maybe she's got a chance, but the healers won't. They'll follow the bowlers and the King around, which is probably turns out to be a good thing as it keeps them alive long enough to take out the Archer Tower and the Expo that's there on that side. Now, once they take out this air defense, the bowlers are being healed, so that those healers are just outside of range of that air defenses. The archers will take out the air defense, so the healers won't go down to that. And that's it's a very good attack. It turned out to be a very good attack. Any Town Hall 10 3-star is a good attack. That's pretty well what I reckon. I don't care how it's done. It's a good attack because Town Hall 10 3-star, Town Hall 11 3-stars are hard. Town Hall 10 3-stars are hard, at least for me. So there we go. That was the Town Hall. That was the 3-star attack. Then 2 more Town Hall 10 attacks, and then we'll show all of the Town Hall 10 attacks that Power CoC did onto the Sjonnies as well. And I'm still looking for that. Here we go. Now, this is the base I'm not sure if it's the attack that I want to talk about, but I'll just pause it here and I just want to zoom in. Okay, so have a look at this Inferno Tower. And the thing was, if the queen stands here next to this cannon, where these two walls are, if she stands between those two walls, can she reach the Inferno Tower? Now, generally, the queen's going to have a range of 5 tiles, right? So if she stands there, you've got the 2 tiles from the builder's hut, and then you've got 2 tiles here, let's say. So that's 4 tiles. So you might think, well, the queen should kind of be able to do that, because if she stood out here where this cannon is up here, and there was a building where this fence is, this cannon and those wall pieces would be 4 tiles, right? And she can shoot that, and she can, but the difference is she's shooting with this wall. She's shooting across the short side of the tile. But when she's coming on the Expo, when she's coming at this Inferno from between these 2 tiles, these 2 wall pieces here, she won't reach the Inferno because she's going diagonally across the tiles. And even if it was the same number of tiles, 5 tiles, like the same space she can reach elsewhere, she won't reach it here because diagonally across a square is a longer distance. Now, what we did, just to double check that, I'll let this play out, and there we go. Look for a YouTuber called JTJ. He used to be called JTJ, but he's now changed his name to Run Buck on Games. But if you just search for JTJ, you should find it in the YouTube thing anyway. Now, when you go to his channel, in the search for the video search tool where you can search for certain videos, search for Queen Walk Tool. So you search for Queen Walk Tool, and essentially what he's done is he's put an expandable GIF. I think the graphics people would call it a vectored GIF or something like that. So I've just shown you the Clan Castle radius, and that means that you can expand it and reduce the size of it in your image software to just double check. So just to double check this little wall piece, that whether the queen could actually get that Inferno Tower or not. So I got his tool, I had a screen cap of this part of the base where the Inferno Tower is, where the queen's going to come in and not target the Inferno Tower. And then I resized it. So you put the center of the Queen Walk tool, which would be where the queen is, and you resize that until the circle, and there are 2 circles on this tool. One is the range that she can hit, and one is the range that she can see. And you resize it until the range she can hit is 5 tiles along the wall. So obviously you need to put it on a wall somewhere, and then resize it until you've resized it so that the circle between the radius between where she is and where the circle crosses the wall is 5 wall pieces. So then that shows her range. Then you can place that anywhere on the picture, on the screen cap of the base that you've taken, and then you can see whether or not she can actually shoot something. And doing that, you could visually see that she was short and was not going to come up and take out that Inferno Tower, because even though it was in her visual range, it was not in her ability to hit it range. So like I said, you'll have to find the YouTuber JTJ. He calls himself Run Buck on Games now, and then search for Queen Walk tool, and he's got a video on him using that tool to figure out a queen walk and where the queen will actually go. And then he's got links in the description of where you can download that tool. It's just on he's just got it up online somewhere. So it's a shortened URL, so it's not a dodgy link or anything like it. It's a proper link. And it just goes to like Imager or something like that, and just download it. And it's an expandable GIF, or expandable image would be PNG file, and I think that would make it a vectored image. That way, when you expand it, it doesn't look all stupid. It still looks pretty decent and good, certainly good enough to use. So yeah, so do if you're interested in a lot of queen walks, or you're puzzled, or if you're wondering, you're looking at a base and you think, if I get the queen there, can she reach this? Just take a screen cap of the base, use his tool, resize it accordingly, and then overlay it on the base itself, and then you'll know whether or not she can reach it. So I think, so he's already done a video on that, but in terms of where he's used it to predict where the queen will actually go when you start a queen walk. But if you can of course use that as a method, or basically a tool to find out if she's in the base, will she be able to reach X, Y, or Z if something looks a little bit hairy-fairy. Like, I think she can, I'm not sure. Hey, screen cap the base, send the image to your image software in the computer, download it, overlay his tool, and then you'll be able to see whether or not she can actually hit the thing that you think she should be able to hit. And that it was actually, it was really quite surprising. I thought she would have been able to get a little bit closer to it than the tool showed. So I was probably about 3/4 of a tile out where I thought she'd be able to reach. That's what the tool showed. So this was another 3-star attack from the Sjonnies on their last Town Hall 10. So now we'll jump over to see what the what Power CoC did for the Town Hall 10s on the Sjonnies team. So we'll start off with the attack on Daddy Cuckoo. Okay, so starting off with a queen walk, 20 wizards. Oh my goodness, 20 wizards. That's a lot of wizards, a lot of raid spells. Yeah, it's just a lot of wizards. Don't normally see that many wizards in an attack, but hey, whatever works. Like I said, you don't normally see 51 miners in an attack anymore either. So whatever works to get the job done, I suppose, is the main thing. So, okay. So Queen Walk starting to come in, 20 wizards still to deploy, and the golem still to deploy. Trigger the clan castle. You can see there that she's triggered the clan castle by standing right in onto that wall corner, taking a little bit of damage. Archers onto her healers at the top. So bowlers on the right, golems and wizards on the left. Still got 12 wizards to deploy, and all the golems are down. So obviously this was just a real nice, let's just get in and get 2 stars secured. You can see that number 14 is a Town Hall 9. Just so that you know, this was a Town Hall 9 jumping up to hit a Town Hall 10, which is obviously why the golem and the wizards were not higher level, or the hero was not higher level. So it was a Town Hall 9 2-starring a Town Hall 10. So if you're looking for an army composition that you might be able to use as a Town Hall 9 2-star Town Hall 10, here it is. 5 healers on the queen, and you possibly need 5 healers against max defense Town Hall 9. 20 wizards, 2 golems, baby dragon. Okay, so we come on to the 3-star attack that was done onto William's base. Okay. So 25 balloons, 2 lava hounds, 8 minions, 3 Valkyries. Minions going down, take out a little bit of trash at the start. It's free. Nothing can target it. Obviously, when you scout a base, when you're looking to figure out how you want to attack, you need to check the range of weapons on those free trash buildings to see what you might need to deploy to try and take out those trash buildings to create your funnel. So 25 balloons coming in, 1 air defense has gone down already. 3 lava. I'm assuming there's a lava hound in the clan castle. So lava hounds coming in, and we've got the clone spell and free spell, haste and heal spells. Now the heal spells are starting to see a fair bit of use of the heal spells in balloon attacks, and probably we'll see a lot more use of the heal spells in the balloon attacks now that the balloons were nerfed a little bit after the update, and they were nerfed as far as their attacking ability goes, though they did get an improvement on their moving around ability. So which is better, attacking or moving around? So I'll just speed this up, get this out of the way. So we know we already know it's a 3-star. Okay, so coming on to the Power CoC's attack on the number 7 now. All right, so Rogier's base withstood the test of time, which is a good thing. 12 Valkyries, 5 healers again, level 30. Now again, look at the town hall number, look at the base number of the attacker. It's base 18. That's a town hall 9 stepping up to 2-star this town hall 10. And it raises an interesting question, at least in terms of as far as, say, the no dip league's concerned, that this is a town hall 9 2-starring a town hall 10 made more possible because this town hall on the right hand side is exposed. So it's not going to be all that difficult to actually take out the town hall, which means you just have to figure out some other way to get the 50% from the base. The town hall should be doable. How do you get the 50%? You come in with a queen walk, you're up to 16% already. You also have some minions that can possibly take out some free trash, such as on the left-hand side there. You see that archer tower, that pump there on the left-hand side is exposed, so a minion could possibly take that out, or in which case bring in a bunch of baby dragons to also possibly do that as well. So 10 Valkyries with a level 30 king should be able to take out a whole good chunk of this top base. Baby dragons up there help to force the king, wizards, and then the Valkyries to path all the way around to the right hand side to get the extra 20%. Maybe dragons on that side, possibly even there's a jump and a rage, so maybe aiming also to try and get into the queen with the bowlers and the Valkyries coming in. The baby dragon on the right hand side with the queen, take out the town hall, and that's it. Yeah, get the jump in there, and also looks like it will be a rage for the bowlers to try and take out as much stuff in there as well. And at the very least, it's obviously it's a 2-star, but at the very least it will become a scout for a possible another town hall 10 to get an even higher percentage if they want to. But it's probably not even going to be needed to, because then you free up every town hall 9 that can do this, frees up possibly at least one town hall 10 attack to go up and take out a town hall 11 for 2 stars. So this is again a town hall 10 coming in on this base. So once we saw before was all of the wizards coming in, and in this one it was the bowler Valkyrie combination that you may have seen elsewhere as well. So that was a Valkyrie bowler combination to take out Town Hall 10 or Town Hall 11. Even if the Town Hall 11 is correct, you can almost use this same combination to take out a Town Hall 11 for 2 stars. If the Town Hall 11 has all right, there we go. So for anyone just in the chat, I'll just say this: don't come into the chat on this stream and spam your stuff. It's complete and utter disrespect for the person that's streaming, and it's just not called for, really. And you'll get banned, you'll get blocked. Just don't do it. It's rude and it's disrespectful. So having said that, let's move on. Okay, so coming in with some witches on the right hand side with some bowlers, and witches on the top with some bowlers as well, then bowlers coming down through the middle. Now I talked about this attack when it happened live, and that was the bow witch combo, the approach to the bow witch attack using a jump spell to get from the outside in some way, shape or form, maybe with the assistance of wall breakers, to also then jump into one inferno and then the second jump spell to get to the second inferno. As if a base is set up that allows you to do that, then it's a good possibility of a 3-star bow witch attack from a Town Hall 10 onto another Town Hall 10, and that's what we're actually seeing right here. And that is to exactly that, a jump from one inferno over the core into the other inferno, and then base wrecked. Witches on the bottom, distracting the cannon. No, that cannon just locked onto that witch then. But with the bowlers and the queen, still hasn't used the special ability, and you've got the golem tanking there. You can see that the golem is tanking on that archer tower, just near the bottom jump spell there. Now that golem is going to allow the queen and the bowlers to just essentially come in and take out these other weapons until it doesn't matter. Queen's ability is activated, and that's it. Just the base is going to fall. So there we go, and we are done. So that was an awesome Bow Witch 3-star attack from iQuick. I had a little bit of difficulty when he was doing the attack earlier, because it looked like a 1 at the start, but then his base number said 5. And I was like, oh, 1, 5? That doesn't make any sense, but yeah, iQuick. Okay, so this is another 3-star attack, a Bow Witch attack also coming in. 2 jump spells, 2 rage, and a heal. And again, that you can see that same sort of thing with the 2 Inferno Towers in the middle. It just is allowing the bowlers and the witches with the jump spell to get into, take out both Inferno Towers, and then of course with all the bowlers raged in the core, with the double bounce damage that they do, they'll take out a whole heap of weapons around the outside of the core, and then that just leaves some of the flanking or outside bowlers and witches to sort of clean up that outside trash, and the stuff inside surviving long enough to break through to the other side of the base and clean that up as well. So second jump spell should be going down very shortly. There's the second jump spell over that Mort, over the Expo on that side, Expo on the left going down, jump spell for the Expo on the right and the bowler tower. They'll path into that, and then they should be able to jump then into that wizard compartment at the bottom where the air defense is. There they go, all jumped into there. That whole part of the base is wrecked. Queen again still has not used her special ability. Bowlers and witches on the bottom side here on the right hand side, they'll just overpower their way through. Up the top side there, you've got a whole bunch of witches with just way too many skeletons up there, and that cannon is just trying to make headway, but the cannon just cannot make headway at all. That cannon and the archer will just gradually get overrun by the witch skellies. Look at too many witch skellies up there, and the witches are too far away to be targeted by that top archer. And that is another lovely Bow Witch 3-star from Power CoC. So just keeping in mind that principle of the Bow Witch 3-star attack, if you can get through to both Inferno Towers with your jump spells. So look for that in bases if you're a Town Hall 10. Okay, coming on to 2-star attack onto their number 10 from 25. Now again, this is number 25. So remember when I was showing you the earlier troop strength of how it was a bit of a mismatch in terms of what the Sjonnies were up against. This is number 26, has level 30 heroes, and is 2-starring the number 10. So again, it frees up a Town Hall 10 to come and jump up to hit a Town Hall 11 for a 2-star attack, or a 2-star effort, or a 2-star attempt at least anyway. So coming in, we've got 17 hogs to come in on this one. So you've got a bunch of bowlers and things coming in. 2 heal spells left to do. Take out the Town Hall. They'll take out that Inferno Tower on that side, possibly the the Tesla. Hogs coming in, take out some flanking weapons, and then once the flanking weapons are done, you've got some wizards that you can just drop down to take out a bit of extra trash. Got an archer to take out a little bit of extra trash, just to help get a little bit more percentage on the base. 1 Inferno down, send the hogs in away from the other Inferno. Now ultimately, because it's a 2-star attack, as opposed to a Town Hall 9 having to have a plan, what am I going to do with the Queen? I need to take the Queen down. If I'm bringing hogs in, I absolutely need to take the Queen down. The Queen went down, the enemy Queen went down in this attack, obviously, but it was an imperative to get the enemy Queen down because she was the furthest away from where the hogs started, and even if she hadn't gone down, it would have been 2-star because the hogs had done enough damage that it took the weapons away from where the wizards were at the top that you can see here, and where the bowlers are as well. Okay, so almost done. 3 more Town Hall 10 attacks to do, and then we'll be showing the Town Hall 9 attacks that Power CoC did onto the Sjonnies, and we'll just back out of that one now because that's not going to improve too much more. Okay, coming on to base 11 now. 3-star attack from Power CoC. on, and this is an air attack as well. So starting off with some free trash cleaning, almost got that wizard almost was out of range. I would have been very interested. See, that was just in range of that archer tower then. So yeah, that was what I was showing earlier in terms of if that wizard is, you'd almost have to say it's the same tile. Even if the wizard's not actually in range of the radius thing, it's almost like if he's on that tile, the archer tower will trigger onto him anyway. So coming on, Archer's Queen's gone in, 22 balloons, 3 lava hounds. I'm assuming there's a third lava hound, seeing as boulders have not been dropped already. It would make sense for a third lava hound to be in the clan castle. 3 air defense, and with a balloon as well, seeing as it's the bottom Town Hall 10 that's doing this attack at the moment. Phased the Queen, didn't get any of the Infernos down either, yet, but that's not such a big issue. Now, the thing that is a little bit of an issue on this one is all of these expos are facing on the ground, and this was you'll see later on as well, one of the Town Hall 9 attacks. In this day with dominant air, I kind of feel that you really need to get your expos up so they can do air and ground. If you place them on the ground because you're thinking I need the extra range because of the ground attacks, there's so much air going on, even with the balloon nerf. It's not, look at all the haste spells everywhere all over this base. Look at them all, they're still active. That's how quick this balloon part is taking place. You really need to get your expos up in the air. Would it have saved the attack? Don't know, but you need to at least make it happen so that you've got that extra DPS, the extra 100 DPS a second going up into the balloons or the lava hounds to at least give yourself a shot. Otherwise, it's just like you might as well not have the expo there. It might as well just be nothing. It does no damage when it's on the ground. It does no damage to the air troops. So I think being air pointing is more beneficial, even though you lose a little bit of range. I think it is a little bit more beneficial to have the expo pointing to the air. So coming on to base 12 now. And then one more Town Hall 10 attack after this, and then we're looking into the Town Hall 9 attacks. And we'll run through, not sure if we'll do half and half or we'll just go all one side. Haven't really decided on that one yet. So coming in with, again, a bit of free trash cleaning going on the side. Only 14 balloons in this one, 5 minions coming in with 1 more wizard left to deploy. We'll just speed this up a little bit. Looks like a little bit of trash cleaning. A little bit of funneling, get it sort of done early. Now, obviously, you need to get that sort of stuff out of the way. If you'd placed your golems down first and then you dropped your wizards, the golems would all be dead by the time the wizards got through all of that trash. So jump spell's gone in, bowlers will go in. They shouldn't really path too much. They should go into that archer. There they go. They've gone in. Lava Hound's still up. Infernos. Send the giants in to distract. Obviously, you need a good lot of giants to distract from the Inferno streams if you want to get the wall breakers in. Lava Hound is still up. Queen will lock onto that. The pups will take out the Queen, and now the air portion starts. Now, unfortunately, there's a whole heap of lava pups coming over to the balloon, so they are going to do a whole heap of damage unless the attacking lava pups can take them out. Free spell on that Inferno, and poison, no poison spell left. So the skellies will just rip apart those balloons, yep, and take out the minions as they do. So minions gone, and last one down. So that's a 2-star attack onto number 12, 1 more Town Hall 11, and then we'll look Town Hall 10, and then we're going on to the Town Hall 9 attacks from the Power CoC. Okay. So Bow Witch on the left, Bow Witch on the right, a whole heap of bowlers ready to come down the middle. I'm assuming there's also Clan Castle bowlers ready to jump in. Got the 2 jump spells, and again, this is the same principle that you saw iQuick doing on his first 3-star attack, and that was 1 jump into 1 Inferno, then the second jump gives accessibility to reach the second Inferno using the Bow Witch strategy. So I don't know how to build a base, obviously. I'm a Town Hall 9, so I don't know anything about building Town Hall 10 bases. But in terms of being able to build a base that doesn't have that feature in it, where you can go jump, and reach both Infernos, I don't know. We'd have to have a look again at the Power CoC bases to see if that was even a thing. So just coming in to hero abilities, still left to use queen at the top, queen at the right, and then that is it. Okay, so I'll just speed this up now, because we know it's a 3-star. The king ends up tanking for the weapons up there. They're cracking through near the town hall. I thought the king might have gone walking a little bit further, but having said that, obviously there's nothing on the outside, so he has to go through the wall to go into the town hall. Now this archer on the right hand side is shooting that golem and then golemite. So the queen's ability still hasn't been used, and here we go. Use it now. Take out that weapon, lickety split, and that is it. Down quick. Okay, so now we're moving on to the Town Hall 9 attacks onto the Sjonnies. Now, I'm pretty sure this base took 4 attacks to fall. I'm sure it did. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just a little bit sure. Okay, so it's going to has 4 healers, queen walk, starting process. Get the wizard up there to start the funnel. Get the healers in. Most of the healers are placed away from the archer tower, from the air defense, so the queen can come in. There's the air defense there, so you can see the range. Whether or not they'll ever get onto the healers from the queen, at least from the outside one, the queen will take out the air defense after she takes out the gold mine, and then she'll path it around towards the mortar, or I should say the builder's hut, and then she'll keep going. Trigger the clan castle, so there we can see she's just inside the range of the clan castle, and once that clan castle goes down, that will be that part of the funnel created. Now she's got 12 hogs and 2 golems still left to deploy, 2 jump spells, so you know that they're going to try and push into the base, and that would most likely mean that there's going to be bowlers in the clan castle coming on this one to push into the base. Queen will walk one whole side of that base, then should be able to get the wizards down on this bottom storage area to help create more of a funnel, and then bowlers in all the way straight over the top of the king, then straight into where the queen is, and then onto the back end of the base. Now, interestingly, both expos are still up at the moment. One of them targeting the healers on the queen, wizard helping to help that queen get through the stuff a little bit quicker. So that's always something good to keep in mind as well for a Town Hall 9 to help speed up what the queen's doing. But do keep in mind that if there is nothing left for her to attack in front of her, you could risk the chance that you're going to help her start to shoot a wall. So it's good to drop a wizard, but it does risk a little bit of a chance that she might shoot a wall. Not all the time, just a bit of a might. So there's nothing left to distract the bowlers from the outside. They only have to go in, and the jump spells will have to be taken. Teslas have popped. We'll just speed this up a little bit now because we're going to have a lot of attacks to get through for the Town Hall 9, so we will have to speed them up just a little bit more. And just waiting for the bowlers and the queen and the heroes. Now here comes the backhand hogs. Just no spells left for them, but there's not much left of the base to do. And that's it. That's it for the base. Skelly spell to poison spell to take out the skellies, which were targeting the hogs, and that's it. So queen walk, bowler, push, and then back end hogs. So it's a well thought out, well planned attack from What the Huck. Okay, on to look at that. I've got a level 4 beta minion. Okay, so on to the next Town Hall 9 3-star attack. Look at the wizards on this. Check this. When this one went live, I'd only just been talking about an attack that bought 14 wizards or something. And I was like, who brings that many wizards? And then, like within 5 minutes, this attack happens live. And it was like 23 wizards or something that he's brought in for this attack. Just 2 golems still up the sleeve to drop. Just loads and loads of wizards. I wouldn't even know how to plan an attack like this, but watch how he uses the wizards and the golems. It's actually a very, very interesting thing that he's done. Now he's used the king and the queen to take out the enemy clan castle and sort of push into the base a little bit. Now there's 30%, 32% destruction on the base. And now look at the golem coming down at the top right. So the golem is over there tanking for the wizard, so they'll come through, they'll take out the archer tower because the golem doesn't have a lot of things pointing. Now that next jump spell, the king can come out, Tesla's pop, second golem goes down. Now there's one more golem left to go down, but you can see 2 more jump spells. So you've got a good idea. Now you might be able to start to see a pattern, a little bit of a troll Tesla on the right hand side, but you can start to see a little bit of a pattern in terms of the golem deployment and the wizards. Still 6 wizards to go, but there's not enough point defense left now to take out the golem. The heroes have pushed in, the queen's shooting walls, so she's not going to be doing too much, and there's 2 jump spells left to go, and 1 more golem left to go. So the wizard's taken that golem's going to jump in. The big golem will pop into a golemite soon. So there's a lot of tankage still left to go. 3 wizards have just been deployed, clear up a little bit of extra trash just to help the wizards get along faster so they can take out the wizard tower that's shooting the golem. Now the last golem's gone down. Last golem's gone down onto that bottom cannon. Wizards, plenty of wizards coming across, and 1 wizard still left to deploy. And last jump spell's gone in, so the wizards can get in there, and instead of the golem pathing to that mortar, the wizards really needed to get in there. Now the big bomb did take out a few of those wizards, so the golems jumped back out to head towards the mortar, and that will sort of be the end of that cannon. Because of that, it's hitting the golem, and the wizards can just come over, and there you're just looking at a little bit of a time thing to path over to the troll Tesla that's on the right hand side. So how the attacker came up with that attack, looking at that base, thinking, you know what, I'm gonna bring 24 wizards and a whole heap of golems. Just have a look at the troop combination here: 25 wizards and 5 golems and 4 jump spells. So yeah, hey, make that up and have fun. Do friendly challenges in your clan and see how that sort of thing goes. Okay, got a little bit of a server lag issue going on here at the moment, but yeah, so now we're just coming down, waiting for that to go to restart. Look at that, I've got server lag and Wi-Fi all at the same time. So as far as the game's concerned, waiting for the game to start. There we go, coming back online now. Okay, so moving on to the attack on Blue Yoshi. So just waiting for that server lag to take over to rectify itself, again with a little bit of the Wi-Fi / server lag issue. They always seem to happen together at the same time. So a couple of minutes left into this one. 4 heal spells, you'll notice 4 heal spells. Bit of a troll Tesla at the bottom, drop the wizard to take out the builder hut, the Tesla pops, so I had to drop the golem to distract the Tesla so that the second cleanup wizard could come in and clean it up. Now watch this, see that? Yeah. See, the wizard's not really 100% on that line, but the cannon still shot the wizard. Okay, so, well, I'm sorry, I meant to speed this up and not zoom in. Okay, so wall breakers crack the wall, heroes can come in now. Now there'll be a wizard dropped on the right hand side, take out that barracks to make sure that the queen doesn't go walking. Poison spell on the clan castle, so the queen will come in. Now, keep your eye on the queen at the start of this, just keep your eye on the queen. She's not doing really a very good job of assisting. Now, she is supposed to be helping to take out the enemy clan troops and other things, but she's not doing a very good job of that. Now, just watch what she does here. Even though the enemy queen is kind of there, right there, she shoots a blower, then she shoots the queen's pad before she even bothers with the enemy queen, which is shooting her troops. It's a little bit wrong to me. It's like, I don't know, the attacking queen doesn't have much loyalty to her own troops. She'd rather get the glory of taking out extra trash, I think. Possibly shooting walls, I don't know. I know that she definitely has a hatred for walls, and I'm beginning to think that possibly she might have been one of those princesses kept in a watchtower or something like that before she was a queen. You know, one of those high watchtowers where she can't escape from. You know, Rapunzel, let down your hair, or like the thing in Monty Python. My father's keeping me trapped in the high tower, and she's just got a hatred of walls. So I think that's her motivation for not doing jump spells. She'd rather just kill walls. Take out her frustration on killing walls. I think that's what she's doing. Okay, so we'll move on to the next attack onto Hellcat, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so 8 baby dragons coming in on this one, 5 hogs that you can see. Okay, wizard on the left, archers on the right, taking out a little bit of trash, archer at the bottom on the builder hut, archer on the right, builder hut, and that wizard will take out that little bit of trash there. So that starts to create a little bit of a funnel so that the queens should not really wander too far away. 6 healers at the moment. So you've got all 6 healers onto the queen and 2 rage spells and 4 earthquakes. So there's a pretty good guess there's going to be a bit of an earthquake, sort of a queen charge coming in to help take out the air defenses, and then the baby dragons will just slowly get sprinkled in here and there, and gradually take out more and more stuff. I haven't seen one of these attacks for a while, but obviously it's a base specific attack because not every base has the air defenses set up in such a way that will enable you to actually for earthquake and get in access to them. So you can see there now with that earthquake, the queen has gained access to both sweepers, 2 expos and 3 air defenses. That's what she'll be able to get with the rage spells to help keep her up. Minions and baby dragons now coming in to help clean up more of a funnely type thing. Still hasn't dropped the king. 5 hogs left for those wayward things that you can't get to, such as this air defense over here. Drop 5 hogs on that, so that will leave that area open for the baby dragons. 1 rage spell left, really holding off on that rage spell. So once point defense has gone down, okay, rage the queen up, or rage the healers up to heal the queen when she's going to walk into the area that's where she's got the sweep, dealing with the sweepers, and point defense on her at the same time. Bowlers coming in at the top, taking out the enemy queen, and now the king at the bottom, he's the only thing that needs to be taken care of. A couple extra baby dragons coming in as well. 4 baby dragons left to deploy, and the 5 hogs still to go. So the baby dragon, you're going to drop another baby dragon on that bottom side. Black bomb took it out. Queen will take out the archer and the cannon there, and that should take out the elixir storage. Baby dragon coming in on the bomb tower, so there'll just be 5 hogs left to go, and it's just going to be a matter of if he puts them on the cannon down here at the bottom, or if he's going to put them on the air defense, seeing as the bowlers are over there with the king and the wizard over there. They might be able to take out that air defense, which leaves the 5 hogs for either swagging 5 hogs or helping them get into that wizard tower in the middle or something. So at the moment it's looking like 5 swag hogs and a swagged baby dragon, but we'll find out to see. Yep, here come the hogs. Just last minute, dump the hogs. Okay, so now we're going to move on to base number 18. Okay, Vicky Boombots base. Okay, so coming in on this is got a whole bunch of witches, basically a go wee wee. There's no healers involved, so you wouldn't call it a witch slap at all. So coming in on a go wee wee attack, 2 jumps, 1 raid, 2 poison. Waiting for the clan castle, which will probably be bowlers. So it would be go bow wee wee, really, wouldn't it? Yeah, here come the bowlers. So it just adds that little bit of extra stuff to the old-fashioned go wee wee, where the old-fashioned go wee wee never had bowlers, of course. So you used to bring in a golem of your own and just deploy your wizards and your witches, and they'll go wee wee with all the spells. And it just used to work. Didn't matter. It just used to work. And even if it looked like it was fizzling out and you thought, oh, the raid's done, I've got nothing left. I've just sped this up a little bit. Just like this, it looks almost fizzled out, and you think, what? And then it just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it's just too many witch skellies. There's a builder's hut on the left-hand side. Just ends up being too many witch skellies and too much damage coming from wizards and golems tanking and things like that with the queen. Obviously, it helps in these attacks to have level 30 heroes. So you've noticed that they've got level 30 heroes at least down to base 26 from what we've been seeing. So that's why it was always going to be a little bit of a mismatch going on here. So coming on to the next replay. Now this is from their number 30. So now I mentioned number 30 before. Level 30 queen was their number 30. So that's what I was talking about, a little bit of a mismatch that was going on here. So archers on the right hand side taking out the hut. You've got 4 healers, 11 hogs, and 1 balloon. Take out that Tesla up the top there. Boom, it's done. Archer at the very top taking out the thing that's been tried to be hidden behind the packer. So the archers have cleaned that little bit of a funnel on the right hand side, allowing for the queen walk to start and to begin pathing up, possibly take out the queen. We'll just see if she's ever going to, yeah, she should step forward and trigger the queen in a second. Queen's still got that look, there we go, the queen's triggered, and so she should be able to take out the enemy queen, phase the queen, take out the enemy queen. And I don't think the plan was to go around to that side, obviously, because you wouldn't have placed the archers down there to try and fill it. So in this case, being a little bit of a symmetrical base, come in from the top side or come in from the left, it's still the same. There's still a mortar and an expo. There's still a mortar and expo. So in this sort of a thing, is what I'm saying with queen walk is, if you're planning a queen walk and you want the queen, in this case, to go north, you have to think to yourself, what if she goes south? If she goes south, what am I going to do? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? So you have basically, in my mind anyway, you have 2 plans. You have a plan for if she goes north, which is what you want. And if you have a backup plan for if she goes south, that way you don't sit there looking at the attack going, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm ruined. So this way, if you have 2 plans for your queen walks, then no matter what happens, it almost looks like it was planned. So even if either result will be fine. So those back end hogs coming in now onto the wizard. And here we have 9 hogs, not needed, just ready for the swag hogs to come across. Here they are. 9 swag hogs coming across, and the poison spell from their number 7, number 30, 007, number 7. Okay, so coming on to the attack on number 20 now, and that is, okay, 14 wizards. Now, this is normally, again, I'm like, do you need 14 wizards? Normally wouldn't bring 14 wizards, but if you need them, then you need them. You obviously need to get rid of trash quick for part of your plan. 2 jump spells, 13 hogs. So hogs should be playing a part of this, but this is actually, I think, if it's the attack that I'm thinking of, it's you're going to see something very, very interesting. So it should be get some hogs up on the right hand side now onto that archer tower in a second, if I'm not mistaken. Jump spell's gone down. Get the golem and kill squad in. There we go. The hogs on the right hand side onto the archer tower. They'll take out the archer tower, air defense, then take out this right hand side cannon with the aid of a wizard, and then take out the next cannon. So it's a tremendous value for those 2 hogs. Kill squad's coming in, push, got a heal spell left, got the second jump spell. Heal spell's gone down, heal them all up. Second jump spell into that second expo area. Got a bit of a, they had a little bit left over carryover from the rage. Now here's a couple more hogs that have come in on that archer tower, and then we've got the Tesla farm pop. Now obviously it was the previous attack which had all of those hogs left over, which meant that most of the base was taken out by the kill squad that entered. So here all the 7 hogs that were remaining used to help try and take out the Tesla farm, bowlers in the thing. Now what's really interesting here, and this is what we noticed live, and that was once this goes down there. Okay, just pause there. Have a look, and I mentioned this before. Have a look at what the queen's doing. She's shooting this wall piece so that she can get to this gold storage, and yet I'm pretty sure where she's standing, this archer tower should be the closest thing. So why she's trying to get to that gold storage, don't really know. But anyway, she's there shooting the wall. She should really have been going to that archer tower. It looks closer. Even when you count the tiles up, the archer tower is closer. But one possibility is what you see here, how this wizard has taken out the archer tower, and that is because the computer system, we are seeing a graphical version of the computer script, and the script probably runs the whole battle once the troops are down in like about half a second. and then it needs to graphically display that. So one possibility, I don't know, is that the script says the archer tower is down. Well, it went down, you saw it went down to the wizards. Therefore, the queen shouldn't be shooting it. That would make sense. It's just a bit of a thing in the coding script that makes sense to me. I don't know if that's how it is, but anyway, that's how it makes sense to me. So coming in with 4 healers, 12 hogs, and just waiting for the queen. 2 jump spell, 2 rage. So the queen's gone down onto the clan castle. Again, you've got a bit of offset queen here and an exposed clan castle. So this is number 20 coming up. Again, level 30 heroes as before. Wizard, now that you can see where that wizard was just inside the clan castle radius. So the wizard pulled the clan castle as well as took out the building that was there. Now this gives the queen a little bit of chance to get onto the action, get the rage spell down, so on and so forth. Take out the enemy witch. The poison will take out the witch and the witch's skellies. And there we go. Witch's skellies won't live longer. And now she can take out the king and the enemy queen, and then she can come in with the rest of the ground portion of the attack. So queen, this be like a queen walk, go boho, I'm assuming. So get the poison spell onto the defending queen to slow down her rate of defense. Get the golems in. So you can see that with these types of bases, you can see that moat, that empty moat space there. It kind of forces you that if you can clear that whole one side out a little bit, like you've just seen, then everything else just it's forced to just run down one side of the base. And in this case, kind of forced to go where the expos are and just path into that. Now these bowlers, they will go in, wizards will go around on the outside, but the weapons will be shooting the bowlers and the golem and the heroes on the inside. So the wizards will just be effectively doing a little bit of cleanup work at the moment. Mortar's gone down, wizards are inside its range, and so we've got the second jump spell down over to the air sweeper and expos. And look at this, still got 12 hogs left up the sleeve. So wizard down on the right, hogs coming in onto that mortar archer area. The archers are, now it does help keep the wizards alive, and now are hogs coming in on the left, the mortar and the wizard tower up on the left, and now hogs and bowlers into the bottom right, top right, I guess our top. Furthest away from the entry point might be considered bot, but anyway, our top, bowlers and hogs in, and that's it. So the base itself kind of assisted in the funneling of the troops because they had nowhere else to go, because there was a big moat there that kept them from pathing out of the way. So that's just how these things go. Okay, so move on to attack number base 22 from Power CoC. Okay. So 14 loons, 2 lava hounds coming in. And look, the way these air defenses are displayed like that, notice this little shape of where this archer cannon and mortar is. That shape of that compartment funnels, it's a natural funnel into the base. Nothing, once it gets into the archer cannon area, it's a natural funnel to come in over the mortar and then funnel straight into the rest of the base. So that was one of the faults on the Town Hall 9 base called Matrix. It had a little shape like that, a little T shape on 4 sides of the base. So it didn't matter which way you entered the base, your troops, your golems were always funneled to go directly into the core. And it just made it easy, just like it was this one. The bowlers had nowhere else to go. Just come in through that compartment and they just funnel straight into the base, take out the both expos, and now there's really, look at that. All the air defenses are down. So there is nothing left to pop the lava hounds, unless a black bomb or something can possibly take out a lava hound. But there's more likely a good chance that just the balloons all traveling around, and that's it. There's nothing left to hit anything in the air except bombs, and all the air defenses are down. So probably the biggest risk on having none of that is that there was no cleanup troops left in terms of pups or anything like that. So obviously you didn't need to drop all your balloons. So the natural shape of that base enabled the troops to funnel in. So if you look up the base Go Matrix, you'll see that base. That's the problem with that base. Okay, got a couple of expo islands here. Again, you've got, I remember this one. So the heroes will come in on the bottom. If I'm not mistaken, the heroes will come in on the bottom. The king and queen take out both of those air defenses, and that just leaves the dragon attack for the top. So you'll see the wall breakers are in. They just cracked the wall. They managed to escape the expo cannon fire, crack the wall. So the queen get in to take out that air defense, and she probably won't take out too much more else. And then the dragon's taking out the rest of the stuff. So now the thing was with the balloons coming in as well, there are 8 more balloons and 2 lava hounds, and there we go. There go the lava hounds onto the air defenses with the balloons to come in, and that just basically protects the dragons. Now there's only a little bit of air defense. Now again, look at this, expos on the ground. So I mentioned it in the first time. You can't afford to be having expos pointed down anymore. It doesn't matter. Like I know ages ago, people were doing a lot of HGHB and a lot of go var ho attacks, and the logic might have been put your expos on the ground. But you put the expos on the ground, and the first thing that goes through my head as a Town Hall 9 when I see expos on the ground is, oh great, I should be able to do an air attack on this base without too much problem. So that's the first thing that I see when I see ground-based expos. I just think air. That's the first thing I see. Anyway, so coming on to base number 24 now. Now I do believe there are a couple of TDH attacks coming up as well, so I might do something about those as a little separate input, I think, on them. So here we go, 15 balloons, 3 lava hounds. We've got a rage 3 haste, a jump spell. This is again one of these bases that it's really hard to decide what are you going to do with the base. You think you might want to put spells or air defenses in a certain area to possibly stop a certain style of attack. So you've got a queen that's sitting a little bit away from the air defenses, but it kind of opens up to having air defenses have to be more congested. If you're not going to spread them throughout the entire base, they have to be more congested on one side of the base. And so you run the risk of having whatever comes in on that side having access to more than one air defense. So it's just one of these nasty little games of, I guess, cat and mouse you're playing. If I do this, then you come in with this. And if I do this other thing, then you come in with this other attack. Now you notice how that lava hound's just going right across all the entire base to distract the archer towers. I don't think he lost a single one of those balloons at the start up there. So that will come in. All those wizard towers got a nice bunch of balloons on them as well. Still got a balloon, a wizard, a minion, and an archer to deploy. Probably get that wizard up there on the top. Yeah, there goes the wizard. Now I've just sped it up a little bit, so the pups and the balloons will take out the bottom right hand side, archer on the left taking out the army camp, pups at the bottom, so everything will just gradually path up and take out the rest of the base. So I know yeah, we've still got a couple of TDH attacks to go, and they're always a good enjoyable attack to watch. Okay, so you'll notice that we've seen the go wee, but at the moment we haven't seen a lot of witch slap. Now remember the last one we had 11 witch slaps in the one war, and this one we haven't seen 11 witch slaps obviously. We're seeing other things, other ways to beat the base. Seeing a lot of things that start off or include at least some element of a queen walk in them as well. So 13 hogs coming in. There's a free cannon, nothing to protect that cannon. Out of range of that, out of range of the archer tower. So you could almost have put a minion on that as well, and that would have done. So yeah, for mine, if you're going to have an exposed cannon, you at least try and trap the cannon. Don't have it fully exposed, but I know that there's only so many traps that you can have, so you have to put them somewhere. You have to make an educated guess about where I'm going to put them. So that hog, see, you can't even trust the radiuses. So the hog didn't quite manage to trip the radius of the clan castle. It did take down the weapon, but it didn't with aid. But it didn't trip the radius of the clan castle, and yet where we've seen where troops have been standing within that sort of radius compared to weapons, and the weapons are able to fire on them. So there's a little bit of a funny thing going on as far as the shown radius is and where a troop stands, but again, I'm not really 100% sure, because with the hog kind of has to stand back a little bit to destroy a weapon. But anyway, that's just how it looked. So the queen and heroes and king will go in with the bowlers into that side. Jump spell into the other expo. I'll just speed this up a little bit now. One more jump spell, which will take them over to the other side of the base where the wizard tower is. There it goes. And now hogs coming in, and straight away got a minion coming in to begin the cleanup down there. Hogs coming in, a little bit of a surgical deployment of the hogs, just reinforce them as needed as they come around. As the weapons start to be distracted and shoot other weapons, they get reinforced, and then gradually that's it. The base is fallen. Just clean up left for the base. So again, a bit of a queen walk sort of a thing going on to make sure that a whole section of the base was taken out with some bomb threats as well, which is one aim of the queen walk, if you try and take out some bomb threats. So coming on to base number 26. Okay, so we have, okay, Levi's coming in. It's a bit of a Lulunian attack going on, queen walk attack going in. So the queen start again. Again, offset queen on this left hand side, just going to show what she can and when she will and won't trigger. So she's triggering obviously on the expo. As soon as she stepped forward there, now she should have, I would have thought she would have triggered the enemy queen just before she moved in. That's what it looked like she should have done, but okay. Raged healers, raged queen, takes out the enemy queen pretty quickly, so we can move off of that. And now that whole section is really accounted for in terms of any kind of threats to the queen, because she'll want a path more to the right than go to the left. If she can, he's got 5 wall breakers, so it'd be interesting to see whereabouts he's going to deploy the wall breakers. So the healers will heal the queen back up. She'll start to path around, take out the wizard. Now he should be able to get those wall breakers in. There we go. He's got the wall breakers in. Wall breakers in on that cannon. Wizard down on the army camp to distract, to create that funnel. So once that happens, the king will go in towards the cannon. And is he? No, he's going to go for a walk. Okay, so the king's going to go for a walk instead now. So at the very least, he'll be a distraction and for the weapons on that side, such as the wizard tower, but he'll also be doing a little bit of trash cleanup. So wizards inside with the queen, helping take out a little bit of the few wizards that are there themselves, and take out not much else. The bomb will go off. So healers have abandoned the queen, moved over to the king. So just like that, sorry queen, you're done. We're moving to the queen, to the king. You can use your special ability if you want to live. We're going to help the guy take out the trash. So that queen will go down. So now time to bring in the hounds. 3 air defenses still up and an air expo on the right hand side, but a good portion, almost 40-50% of the base already taken out. So just a few rage spells, one rage spell, 1 heal spell left. Got to get through that sweeper area, take out the expo. The sweeper will be distracted onto the hounds. Now big bomb, a few ball balloons coming in, 1 balloon up the sleeve with 5 minions. So starting to drop some of the minions now to help clean up, get the funnel, or not the funnel, but get the cleanup process going faster. As soon as you don't need to wait for your balloons and everything to drop. You can get the minions and everything, they can start to go down almost straight away. Almost straight away you can start to get them down. Okay, so coming in on that, Clan Castle down, Town Hall down, and King. That's it. 3-star on base 26. Now we move on to base 27. Okay, base 27. I know we've got some TDH that's coming up. Let's call that TDH. Okay, again. Hey, remember, in the friendly challenges, right, you don't lose your troops. So the troops that you had at the beginning, when you start, they're just ready to go again straight away. So remember the first time, 25 wizards, 4 golems plus 1 in the golem clan castle from the same attacker. And again, just pay attention to how the golems are used. And they're not just all put down in one hit. He's got 4 jump spells to try and get the golems and the wizards in. Wizards on the right hand side take out that arch tower. Golems coming in with the heroes. Queen will take out the wizard tower at the top, trigger the clan castle. Poison's going down. Dragons come out. Witch in the poison, so she'll perish to the poison. her skellies will try to run away from the poison, but they won't. Look at all those wizards that came down in that hit. Get the golem down. Oh, tremendous amount of wizards. 9 more wizards still to go. And you think, my goodness, he's not going to run out of wizards ever. Now, next golem's gone down, and let's just reinforce with wizards. Hero's still in the core. Queen hasn't used the special ability yet, and now we've got another jump spell to go down, and still another golem. So I'd be thinking you'd possibly put the golem where the Tesla farm is, where the Tesla farm has just popped, at least anyway. Otherwise, it's just a mortar. So there we go. Golem's gone down on that side. Get some extra wizards down there. Got to get the wizards down quick in this case, because you need a lot of wizards to get through the trash really, really fast, so that they can get onto the weapons fast, so that they can take out those weapons so they can benefit from the tanking that the golem's doing on those weapons. And as you can still see, both of the heroes are still up. The queen still hasn't used her special ability yet. You probably use it now, or not. Maybe not even. No, maybe use it now. And no, didn't even use the special ability. So that, just have a look at that. 4 jump, 25 wizards, 5 golems. So that's definitely an attack I'd recommend practicing in your own clan. So coming in 007 now onto this base, and we've got 24 minions. Okay, so we've got a nice little TDH attack happening here. So Queen Walk at the top, got the healers on it, 13 balloons and 2 lava hounds. So now the thing that I mentioned when this was going live was this area here, this little moat area with the little, basically it's like a little runway. They're like little runway lights. Come down here, come down here. Once you created that funnel, it's just a natural thing for the queen to walk down, to come down there. And then it doesn't matter if you've got it filled with Teslas or whatever, and if you do, it just will attract her even more. But either way, it just creates this nice little road that the queen will just walk down and gradually take stuff out on both sides. Now, the interesting thing, obviously being with the TDH, is the 24 minions. So if you've never seen a TDH before, I'll just speed this up just a little bit. Okay, got that balloon coming in there. Okay, we'll just go slow again, because there's a minute left in the attack. So raging the queen. Now, 2 air defenses are down. Minions starting to go down. Start to clean up a little bit of trash. You notice there's minion on the left, minion on the mid left as well. Minion on that. Tried to get a minion onto that weapon there before, but the archer tower took it out. And now we can take 3 air defenses have gone down. The sweeper is facing away from that last air defense. So now you come in. Now the minions will have nowhere else to go, because again, there is another little pathway where this cannon is sitting, and it's just like this little road down that whole side of the base. All the minions can come in, all the balloons can come in, throw in a rage, got a poison left. The queen's still up with healers on it. It's just wrecking this base. Now obviously the TDH attack, named after TDH from the clan Wall Whales, who's a bit of a maestro at it. It's not something I've actually done a lot of. I've done probably 3 of them ever. And when I've looked at the base, I've always just thought, you know, I can just hog this and I'll just hog it instead. But look how effective this attack is. Look at, he's got the swag minions coming over from that. Look how much stuff is left on the field of battle. So it's pretty well wrecked, that base. So we'll now move on to base 29, and we'll have a look at the attack on that one. And look at that, 26 minions. So you've got another TDH attack coming in. And again, you'll notice that there's another pathway that goes right down through the guts of the base. And there's also the one that goes right down where the heroes are at the bottom here with the builders' huts. So you've got the minions on the right hand side. So there's a good idea that the queen is going to want to be funneled towards the left, and ideally towards that pathway where the builders' huts are. And you'll notice that if she goes down that pathway where the builders' huts are, she's got 3 air defenses, and she will be in range of all of those if she can be kept alive. So you've got the king, and 4 wizards to help him as well. And both of the heroes are exposed. Clan Castle's going to come out now. And they'll probably need to drop at least a little archer or something, possibly to get any ground troops that might come out. But the Valkyries come out, so he must have dropped something there that I just didn't didn't see straight off the bat. So which poisons come down. Clan Castle's been dispatched pretty easily. Once that wizard takes out the pump at the bottom, king will path around. King on king. King will take out the other king, not too problem. The enemy queen or the defending queen's gone down. The attacking queen has taken out that elixir storage, so now she'll just keep on pathing down that runway. She'll take out the elixir storage. She's got to get over to the air defense, dropping a minion to get through the raged air defense to help take it out, through the rage spell to help take out the air defense a little bit quicker. So it was a good thinking on the fly on that attack. A bit of a Tesla pop, lost a healer to a black bomb then, but it's a little bit all too late. Got that balloon down to come pathing over to try and take it, help assist with the Tesla, or at least something where the Queen's healers will possibly walk through. Taking out that last air defense, almost going to get onto that last air defense. The air sweeper's pushing the healers away from the Expo, which may have been targeting them, but all the healers are gone now. So now just the air portion of the attack immediately followed by minions. So even if the balloons are struggling, the minions are helping to back them up. Minions run forward, they distract a Expo while the balloons can come in and get the Expo, all that kind of thing happening. So it's a really interesting attack, the TDH. You would never think I'm going to bring in 26 minions and watch me wreck this maxed out base, but it happens. So attacking Lava Hound pops, brings in a few extra things, air bomb takes them out, but it doesn't matter. Still has 3 balloons up the sleeve, hasn't dropped the 3 balloons. Both the king and the queen are still up. So you remember, he's dropped that king way, way, way back here with some wizards and yet still up. So last attack from Powered CoC, Town Hall 9 is about to come up now onto the base 30. All right, so base 30 coming up here, 18 balloons, again, 4 healers, so you'd have to assume there's a queen walk, and seeing as it's an air attack, you'd have to assume the queen walk's going to start up here somewhere and then make its way down to where these air defenses are, take those out. That's what you'd have to be assuming to try and target at least that area. Take out the queen as well, because once the attacking queen gets in this pocket down here, the enemy queen will trigger, so she'll be able to get access to the enemy queen. Minions taking out a bit of free stuff up there, free mortars, free trash. Get that process started right now so that you don't run out of time. You don't need to wait till the end to get that sort of thing going. Wizard jumping in to help. Once that mortar went down, get the wizard in, get him within range. So all of that stuff, all of that trash that might have distracted the queen from running away, now she'll have nowhere else to go. She'll take out the archer tower. Okay, she's locked onto the more Expo. She'll take out the Expo, then she'll jump down onto the wizard unless she stops. Yep, okay, she's jumped down onto the wizard tower. Then see, she's right on that edge. She's right on that edge, triggering the queen, but hasn't quite triggered it. But almost looks like the same edge for the clan castle, but triggered the clan castle, but didn't trigger the defending queen. So that's an interesting spot. But once she steps forward, the defending queen will step up. There she goes. So the defending queen goes down really quickly. As I said, the defending queen was like level 14 and the defending king. So there was, you can see also that the base being low level expos and things like that, not a fully maxed base. So got these way out wall breakers coming in from way over there. Obviously, probably didn't really want them to go there. Otherwise you would have dropped them closer, but it doesn't matter. Lava Hounds come in very close, no travel time really for those balloons to get to those weapons. So that made it a little bit easy to get the balloons to the weapons because there was no trash on that side of the base, so the balloons didn't have to travel. Look at these black bombs chasing these Lava Hounds and the red bombs chasing that. So yeah, okay, so there's a lot of bomb chasing going on there, but just not enough defensive capability within the base to withstand the attack. So that is just about it for the Power CoC attacks. On to the Sjonnies. Now we'll have a look at the Sjonnie attacks, the Sjonnie Town Hall 9 attacks that they did their 3 stars. And we don't have a lot to show because they left a lot up. So we'll have a look at this 3-star. We're not going to look at the 2-star attacks. We caught some of them in the start of the war stream, but we're not going to have a look at them on this one. Okay, so we've got 13 hogs, 14 wizards on this attack. 2 jump spells. So the 2 jump spells is an intriguing thing as we're just waiting for the attack to start to try and figure out where do you want to come in on this one. Do you want to come in at the bottom? Do you want to come in on the right hand side? Get the wizard down on the left. So you'd have to be assuming something's going to start on the left, but got some wizards coming down at the bottom as well. So it's looking like quite a wide funnel is going to be coming in at the moment. So golems are down, wizards are down, going to create that funnel. Crack in through one wall, jump through it for an expo, jump into the expo queen compartment after coming in. A lot of wizards down this, but then again, there's a lot of trash down there to move around. So that wizard is just not quite in range of the wall, so the wall breaker should be able to get through pretty well. That's it, and bowlers in. Now, if that wizard goes, okay, wizard's gone down, so the bowlers will path inside now. And then jump spell into, I would have put the jump spell into the expo compartment, but no, that actually I wouldn't, because this jump spell gives you better access, I think, towards the other expo, which is where the other jump spell's gone down. So yeah, otherwise your bowlers might have pathed away and not taken out the other expo. So that's good thinking. So 13 hogs left to deploy, no spells. So the hogs will be doing whatever they're doing without any spells. So here they come in now. Here's the first couple, take out the mortar with the assistance of the wizard, and then immediately drop down the wizards down there, if you notice that. Immediately those wizards got dropped down. So Queen's going to take out that cannon. Queen take out the cannon in the core. Now she's going to be shooting some walls. Bowlers on the right just trying to break out, even though they could go through to where the golems are and help the golems. Queen's ability still not used, so she'll probably use that very shortly after she breaks through that wall, and still has 11 hogs up the sleeve. So you can't really start deploying the hogs yet until you know when you need to deploy the hogs. So the Queen's ability still not used, and she's got a couple of Teslas to deal with, and the right hand side troops with the bowlers and the golems, they're pathing up very nicely. Okay, use the Queen's ability, get some archers on the field, take out the level 30 king that's there, and now the golems, now the hog riders can come in at the top, take out those top weapons, and then all path down to the archer tower at the bottom, providing they don't all get flung off the map due to spring traps. And then just a bit of cleanup. Little builder's hut in the bottom there, and he saved one hog up his sleeve to help take that out. So that's actually a lovely little attack from Mayank KK. Okay, so coming on to, whoa, no, we don't want to do that. Okay, so I've got to, unfortunately, you're going to see the log, unfortunately. All right, so we're back. Coming to base 15. Alrighty, so coming on to base 15. Alright, so we've got an air attack coming in onto this base this time. So you notice this attacker number 18 taking on number 15. So wizards coming down at first, and then wizards creating on that second side of the funnel, which means you'd probably like to think that you okay, both golems have gone down. There's the jump spell straight over both air defenses. I'll give you access to both air defenses, expo and queen. Second jump spell gives you an availability to have access to the other expo area and the bomb tower. And possibly, if you can get your troops in there, if they haven't gone wandering too much, also these point defense archers at the top. But they may wander too much down to the bottom, because you've at least taken out this. Can they get it? No. Okay, so that bottom air defense won't go out, but 2 air defenses have gone down, so the balloons can come in with some haste spells now. 4 balloons left to deploy. Now you notice that with these air attacks now, bit of Troll Tesla on the left hand side, the air attacks now, you really need to think about your deployment a little bit more, because the old just 2 loons, 2 loons, 2 loons might not really cut it anymore. So you might need that little bit of extra planning to make sure you don't need the 2 loons, 2 loons, 2 loons. Now I do note, watch how the balloons just quickly change path. The old balloons, they used to just stop. So once you saw that some balloons were traveling up, and as they were traveling, the weapon went down, they didn't stop as if to say, hey, where am I going now? They just immediately changed path. It's like didn't even pause. It was just like, oh, I'm going over here now, and I'll go over to this next weapon. Okay, so we have yes. So that is the 3-star attack onto base 15. And now we're going to jump down onto the 3-star attack onto base 17. And we've got 13 hogs coming in with the 16 wizards. So this reminds me of a little bit of an internet base, but I do find it interesting with the line of wizard towers coming down, and of course all the air defense on one side of the base. So we're just waiting for the attack to start. Not 100% sure about what's actually going on when an attack has a delay like that, because you do have a few seconds to get going before you actually launch the attack. But yeah, not 100% sure. Hey, look, maybe they waited for that countdown to go, and then it said battle has started and they still hadn't deployed. So I'm not really 100% sure. So jump spell's gone down. There's a lot of storages to get through there, so there's a really good chance the bowlers will all start to just path around, but the wizard's taking out, if the wizard, drop another wizard to get that storage down quick, because you really want those bowlers to go in if you can help it. So those bowlers won't go in, they'll take out the archer, then they might path around, but there's 50-50 chance whether they'll path in or go down. Okay, so some have gone down and some have, no, they're all going down on the right hand side. So 13 hogs left, all into the core, double jump into the core, take out those threats. Hopefully the bowlers will take the next jump and get out the Expo if they can. Expo's still trying to shoot the king. Okay, so they will take out the Expo unless the Skellies distract them. Okay, Skellies traps didn't distract them too much. Expo's down. Still hasn't deployed any of the hogs yet. So most of this base, 77% at the moment, is being wrecked by the kill squad. And the back end hogs have still done nothing. Okay, so just waiting for the back end to begin. Queen still hasn't used a special ability, and of course she is showing her aggravation with walls and shooting the walls instead of just pathing over. Okay, now she's going to path over, which she could have done earlier, and now she'll help the bowlers and things. So, oh, look at that. She decided not to shoot a wall and instead use the shortcut and take out the cannon. So this is 13 swag hogs. The base was taken out. Here they all come. Here comes the cavalry of hogs, activating all the bombs as they go. So this base was taken out essentially by the kill squad. The funnel wizards and the kill squad push took out that base. Okay, and look, there's a good lot of wizards there, but still that is what took out the base. So that's very interesting. That was an awesome attack. Okay, so we're coming on to 19 now. 19. All right, so I think this base had a few attacks on it as well. And finally we've got a witch slap going on. So it was just really interesting to see some of the different attacks. Where in the previous war there were a tremendous number of witch slaps. Like I was saying before, there were 11 witch slaps, and 9 of them from one clan. So one clan took out 9 bases with witch slap, but in this one you haven't seen that at all. There's been a really big variety of attacks. You've had the TDH, yes, you've had the balloons things. A lot of queen walking going on from the Power CoC people. Just about all their attacks had involved a queen walk. So yeah, even with the nerf to the healers that happened way back, as far as keeping the queens alive, it still didn't really affect how their thing won. Now notice he's dropped a poison spell on the king to slow the king down, so the witches can spawn skellies to take out the king faster, and of course the queen. So it's what I say about witch slap is, don't worry about the heroes, don't worry about the defending king or queen when you're forming your attack. You can consider them if you like, but if they're in the core of the base, then your bowlers and heroes will take them out. And if they're on the outside of the base, like you saw here, then the witches and skellies will take them out. So the queen should not really be a consideration when you're forming your witch slap plan. You really need to consider what sort of damage the air defense can do to the healers of the witches. You need to think of that, and also to the expos, because the expos of course have a larger range and they will overcome the spawning of witches if there's something else helping them. And sometimes, you know, you've seen like the old wizard farms. I think we had one in that last one where of the 11 witch slaps there was a wizard farm one, so the solution was simply come in over the top of the wizard farm or leave it until the end, and either way worked very well. Okay, so coming on to the next 3-star attack now, which is, we've got to scroll down a good bit. Okay, on to base 23 from Hellcat. Hellcat. Okay, 16 hogs. Got some three healers on this one. So Golem's gone down, Wizard's gone down, and the Giant's coming in as well with the healers. So you'd almost immediately think this is going to be a HG, HB. That's what I'd immediately think when I'm seeing a bunch of Giants with a bunch of healers. Also interesting to note is the line of Wizards, got a bit of a wizard farm, and then opposite those you've got the air defense farm. Let's just call it. So there's not really as much threat to anything from air over, because all the air defense is on the bottom side. Interestingly, that the air sweepers are pointing away from the air defense as well. So okay, here come the bowlers now. They're going to path, because there's no way that they were going to go in from that far out, while all the other closer trash had been taken out. So they will have to path around, unfortunately, but they still do a lot of damage from the outside, take out some weapons, take out some trash. Lava Hound defensive. Lava Hound has popped 3 heal spells left, 16 hogs left, and the hero's still trying to sort out the stuff in the core. Rage King has been raged. He'll take out a few things in there. Expo's gone down. Here come some of the hogs now. Got a minion on that pump on the left, more hogs on the outside mortar on the left hand side, and 3 heal spells for the hogs. So not 100% sure where the bombs are. You'd have to assume there's been no bombs go off yet, so there should be one near the King's pad. There goes one there, and there should be another one between the, no, well, it's a bit of a mystery where all these bombs are. There we go, one near the Archer Tower and possibly one near the other side of the Archer Tower as well, between Archer Towers maybe. Yeah, okay, so bit of a mystery where the inside bombs were on this base, because they weren't really that well placed, because the hogs didn't path over them, not very well anyway. Certainly not any double bombs. Well, there's no point having a double bomb unless you're going to have a hog killer bomb, which also includes the 2 little bombs as well. So okay, just waiting for the cleanup. I'll just fast forward this, and there we go. Just base wrecked. Golem, King in the middle, just cleaning up. Okay, on to the next one. Not a lot of Town Hall 9 attacks from the Sjonnie 3 stars to show, because obviously they didn't do a lot of 3 stars. Okay, on to Mickey O now. Mikey O. Myco. Okay, got 9. Here we go. We've got another witch slap coming in. 2 more healers, witches on the corner. So you're going to be jumping in. Got the golem down. This was the troop combination that I was mentioning in the previous stream, or the previous Witches Gone Wild video. If you haven't seen that, check it out on the channel. It's 11 witch slap attacks, basically using the same combination of troops for taking out 11 bases. So if there was a versatile witch slap combo, that's probably going to be it. I've used P.E.K.K.A.s with my additional, besides the witches and healers, I've used a P.E.K.K.A with Valkyries. I've used just Valkyries. I've used hogs. I've used giants. I've used balloons. I've used various different little combinations. just as needed, such as if I needed to take out an external air defense or an air defense that I thought was probably going to be a threat. Now have a look at this queen down here. This is what I'm talking about, this level 30 queen here, that when I'm saying don't worry about the queen if you're doing witch slap, there, she's just taken out. You don't have to worry about it. If the healers are there, the witches will take out the enemy queen, no problem. It doesn't matter where the queen is, she'll eventually go down. So witches on the top will path over, take all that stuff out. Witches on the bottom, they've got no issue. Cannon can't get through all of those skeletons before the witches and the wizards take it out, and it's just a matter of course. So yeah, I've used a whole range of ancillary troops with my witches and healers, but I'd have to say probably the one golem going down with, well, depends on what you want, but if you want to have the addition of 3 witches on the outside or something to go in with the golem as well with the witches, that seems to be a pretty, that's probably the most versatile one. So here we go, we've got one more Town Hall 9 attack to show from the Sjonnies onto Power CoC, and it's going to be an air attack onto this base. Because we're not going to show the 2-star attacks. If you caught them in the previous stream, a lot of those bases were 2-starred already in the previous stream. So there's a good chance that they're also in that previous stream, but I'm not going to show them in this one. Just going to show the top level attacks, and then all the 3 stars are down below. So here comes a whole bunch of wall breakers in. Clan Castle's lured into 2 different places at the moment, but got the poison spell down onto where the queen was. Slows her down a little bit, also takes out a few skellies. Bowler's going to come in, got a jump spell, a rage, and 2 heal. So obviously that jump spell is going to give a lot of access into taking out those both air defenses and the expo that's down there next to the town hall. And then the air attack can come in from the back end. Now, ideally, you'd like to try and get this air sweeper down, so you're not going to have a bit of a troll Tesla on the right-hand side. Just discovered there as the balloon started to be dropped, to start to come in. Get the balloon down first, so that you can get it to path, and then the lava hounds won't come in. But Troll Tesla was there. I think the Troll Tesla might have been known about, because most of these bases, the 3-star attacks aren't first hit 3-star attack. So that air sweeper's gone down, and so the attacker has decided to come into the air sweeper that's remaining. So of course, with only 1 air defense left, there might not really have been a choice in that. Otherwise, these point defense weapons over here would have been taken out, but there would have been nothing to protect the lava hounds or try and assist the lava hounds that were getting hammered by the air defense over there. So there might not really have been too much of a choice. Now, the biggest danger at this point in the raid is, of course, the wizard towers in combination with the air skellies. The black bombs aren't really going to be too much of an issue. The air skellies and wizard towers, with the air skellies just constantly plugging away, the wizard towers doing tremendous amount of splash damage, and of course the red air bombs as well. Yeah, just like you saw there, bang, all those balloons have gone down just from the wizard splash, air skellies, and the red bombs. And look at that, those balloons went down as well, and I don't know why, because everything should have been targeted onto the lava hound, but possibly it was just the wizard splash damage that set those balloons off. So that will be the last 3-star attack for today. And then once this happens, I'll just give a rundown of the board again, and to see what Power CoC did to the Sjonnies. Oh no, hang on, that's right, I said I was going to finish on Roger's attack on base 21. The heartbreak 99%, oh my god, what the hell happened here attack. Okay, so let's go. This attack. Now you notice, look at the time. It's 2 minutes 34 and it's 99%. So that should tell you that all the troops were dead just before the last thing got taken out, which is very strange. Normally you'd have 99% with time running out. You don't normally have 99% with the last troop, and especially when the last remaining thing is not a weapon. But anyway, we'll have a look at this attack. Yeah, okay. So standard deployment, get the funnel done. There's nothing going wrong here. 2 heal spells left. Now, what my own take on the Go-Boho as an attack strategy is only if you know where you're going to need the heals. So if you know you need one here and here, and you can have a spare heal somewhere else, yeah, I'm all for it. So in this case, you can see he hasn't needed a heal anywhere else yet. He'll lose a few hogs to spring traps and things like that. But there's a bit of a Tesla farm that's popped at the top up there, and he's going to need a heal. You'd have to say, I'll need a heal around this area because there's probably a bomb, and so there he's put the heal down. Now, at this point, you're thinking, not too bad. I've got to be wary of spring traps. Spring traps will be a danger to me. Each of those Teslas has a gap between them, so there is a risk of a spring trap going off. And there you go, 3 hogs have gone flying, another bomb has gone off, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, but it's just taken a little bit of health away from the hogs. Okay, so bowlers are up. Got a bunch of archers there. Got this level 30 king. The bowler's down. Big bomb took out the bowler and a lot of those archers. And so now we've got the hogs pathing around. We've got archers pathing. And I just want to draw your attention to this builder's hut at the bottom, just briefly. Okay, 32 seconds left on the attack. And you're thinking to yourself, that doesn't look too bad. It's looking all right. I've got a good lot of hogs. I've got some archers. They're all having to go at the king. Surely they can get this king down. Bowler, he's throwing bowls at he's doing bolos at the king. Wizard's going down. Wizard's trying to shoot a wall to get, no, king took him out. Now watch this bottom archer. Watch what she does. She's heading towards, oh no, what is she doing? What is she doing? Oh you've got to be kidding. That archer, all she had to do was just keep pathing down. There was plenty of time for her to make it onto that builder's hut, and it didn't happen. It just didn't happen. That would have to be the most devastating attack ever. Oh, dear, oh dear. The poor attacker, to watch the archer. Yeah, just imagine the archer's coming down. He'd be like fist pumping and go, yeah, I've got the 3-star. And then he sees the archer turn back and he'd be screaming at his tab. No, what are you doing? Okay, so that's Devo. All right, so coming into, we'll just have a look what the Sjonnies did to the Power CoC, and then we'll have a look at the details so you can see. Look at the score, 84-68. Sjonnies didn't use all their attacks. It wouldn't have made a difference. Okay, so they 2-starred all the Town Hall 11s, and again the breakdown was 4 Town Hall 11s, 9 Town Hall 10s, and 17 Town Hall 9s for a 30-30 war. So they're looking at the Town Hall 10s. They've 3-starred base 11 and 13. The rest were 2-starred. And for the Town Hall 9s, there were 10 of the 17 Town Hall 9s that were not 3-starred. And of course, this one was only 1-starred as well. Now that doesn't mean those bases were undefeatable, of course, because some of those bases were only attacked once. So that's not really a judge. That's just how it worked out. Now coming up to what the Power CoC did to the Sjonnies, they 3-starred their number 2 Town Hall 11 and number 4 Town Hall 11. Then they also 3-starred 6, 8, 9, 11 and 13 of the Town Hall 10s. So yeah, 5 of the 9 Town Hall 10s were 3-starred as well. And then coming on down, all of the Town Hall 9s were 3-starred by the Power CoC, as you've just seen, and most of them involve some form of Queen Walk. Couple of TDH attacks in there. They were actually quite nice attacks as well. And that is it. Now we'll have a look at just a rundown of the percentages and things like that you can see. So here we go. Here's the breakdown of everything that happened. The telling tale for me is that when you scroll down, you can see 56 out of 59 attacks won. So you win the attack, but obviously the thing that tells the tale is here. 24 3 stars versus 9. And the Sjonnies had 22 stars versus 6. So that's really the tail of the tape right there. That's the tail of the story, the details of the story right there in those 3 stars versus 2 star attacks. The number of stars per attack, they don't really mean too much, because obviously if things start to hit up, they don't get a lot of attacks. And if a second attack's used, it's still classed as a win, but you still might only get a 2 star, which drags the average down. So those sorts of things don't really matter too much. Overall destruction, 93.6 versus 82. And average attack duration, pretty similar. I'm not going to bother obviously the number 12 attack was the most heroic, because that's a Town Hall 10. It was taking out a Town Hall 11. And of course you also had some other Town Hall 9s coming up to 2 star Town Hall 10s from the Power CoC side as well. So that is that. That was the NDL thing. Now again, if you're wondering what the NDL is, it stands for no dip. So you don't hit down. You only hit your Town Hall, same Town Hall level, not same hero level, same Town Hall level or up. You don't hit down. And so there's no dipping down to hit a lower Town Hall. Town Hall 11s can only hit 11s, they can't hit 10s. 10s can hit 10s and 11s, they can't go down and clean up the 9s. Otherwise, in this case, you know that the Sjonnies would have dipped down to clean up the 9s, and that would have added an extra 11 stars to their war, which would have taken up to 79, which would have made it a much closer war. So it's just a little bit of different strategy. So if you're new to the no dip, also it all runs out of the Discord server. There's a link to the Discord server in the description of the video below. There are currently 4 leagues in it. Recently 4 divisions in it. It hasn't actually started yet. Starts on I think the first official sort of start time is the 16th of June. So at the moment, still signing up. You have pro, semi-pro, amateur, and featherweight, which has just been a newly voted on thing. The members vote on things. So what the breakdown will end up being for the pro league is up to the pro league to decide, and not some administration to decide what the breakdown is for semi-pro and for amateur and so on and so forth. The only thing is that the pro league is mainly going to be people that are already doing CWL, Champions War League, and it's been agreed upon with the Champions War League that the battle days do not conflict with each other, so that clans can be in both clans and both leagues or both things. So they can do Champions War League on their battle days, and they can do no dip on their others. Amateur league doesn't generally mean you're no good. It's just in reference to tournament experience. So the pro league will mostly have Champions War League people in it. The semi-pro would be people who have a lot of experience, but maybe not as much as the CWL people. Amateur would be for people who don't have very much competitive warring experience. Then and again, the breakdowns will still be decided. They're currently being voted on by the people that have registered to be in those leagues, any clans or not. I don't know how many clans there are. I'm pretty sure amateur already has over 30 clans registered or something, but I don't want to speak for that because I don't know. I don't have access to those numbers. And then what was recently voted in was the featherweight division, and that was for clans that do not have any Town Hall 11s within their clan. Because, hey, if you need a Town Hall 11s to participate and you don't have any Town Hall 11s, what are you going to do? Now, there is a free agent thing where you could go there and you could say, hey, I'm after Town Hall 11s, and any Town Hall 11s that have popped in there saying, I want to be a part of a clan as a Town Hall 11, they're a free agent. So they can go to any clan. And so when that clan has their no dip days, then they go on. But the amateur league doesn't have any Town Hall 11s. And also they are currently, again, still voting on their breakdown, but they are looking at doing, it's only Town Hall 9s and 10s, Town Hall 10s and 9s, and they're doing wars as few as 15. So they'll be doing wars probably between 15 and 20 clan members, depending on what they decide when they do a match up with the other opposing clan, and then what the general breakdown is. So as it stands, there'll be a default breakdown for each division. Let's just say there will be a default breakdown. So let's just pretend this was the default breakdown for semi-pro, for example, and that was 4 Town Hall 11s, 9 10s, and 17 Town Hall 9s. So I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying let's pretend this is the default breakdown. So the clans match up and they decide, you know what, let's bring in 5 Town Hall 11s and 10 Town Hall 10s and 15 9s. Are you in agreement? Yes. Are you in agreement? Yes. Then that will be the breakdown that they will use. And if they can't reach an agreement, then the default breakdown will come into play, and that's the one that everyone will be going with. So at the moment, that's looking like that will be across the board in all of the divisions. So that's the no dip league. So that is how the no dip league actually works, runs, and whatever. So again, the description below, if you scroll down into the description, you should find in there is a link to the Discord server, and there's a link to the full set of rules, fair play, all that sort of thing. There's a link on the Discord server. You can sign up as a free agent, or you can sign up your clan, or someone in your clan, the leader of the clan, can sign up to join the clan, to go into one of the grades and things like that. And possibly even also maybe if you want to try and do a test war to see if your clan is something, if it's something that you can do. If you haven't done an arranged war before, it's a way that you can find an arranged war opponent, and you might see if it's something that you might be interested in. Oh, look at that, I've been disconnected by talking too much. So I'll refresh that. And you'll get to see my village base. Here we go. Here's my village base, all like maxed out stuff. Yeah, if you've not seen my stuff before and you're wondering, I'm a Town Hall 9 lifer, so I'm not going anywhere. That this is my Town Hall 9 base, so it's just going to be like a forever Town Hall 9 base. So that is why I have it like this. And of course, I've been invited into the Sjonnies clan to cover their no dip league. Anyway, that is it for this stream of the end of the war. I do recommend you subscribe to the channel if you want to catch any other streams, and hit that little bell button when you subscribe as well to get notifications working, so that when I go live, it will automatically notify you as well. So you'll subscribe to the channel. I also do a lot of other, I'm more of an analytical type or whatever streamer. I don't sound like I've had 5 cans of Red Bull and jumping all over the place. So you can, if you haven't seen my channel, go check out some of the videos. You'll see the sort of attacking style videos that I do. And of course, you've experienced the stream. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we'll call that a day. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate you sticking around, and I will see you in the next video.